We just missed our deadline. Talking about missed deadlines. We missed our deadline.
They made us miss our deadline.
We were so shocked reading a
We're
story.
not indefinite.
Yeah, we were reading a story about New York, and it was so shocking that we missed our 11/11 deadline, and we're totally unprepared to start the show. Yeah, we were talking about New York missing their deadline for home grow for medical patients. It slipped their mind. Sorry, we forgot about that. But if it was about money, they would have remembered, unfortunately. So we're here live in Morris County. Welcome to the Sativa Cross Ignorance is No Excuse podcast. I'm still setting up. How you doing, Chris?
What's up?
I think we're good. All right, this is the time where I'm supposed to share this podcast around, so let me do that. Which, hi, Chucky. Good morning. Chris, you can entertain them while I'm sharing, because I'm going to share this all over the place, because we're going to have a good show today.
Yeah.
We have a special guest coming. I'm not going to tell you who yet. Should I tell? No, should I?
No surprise. I don't think I'm on.
Yeah.
No.
You better be on.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear through your headphones?
Yeah. And I do, but I just hear the music. It's kind of weird. Unless I'm too stoned.
Unless, oh, that's very low.
Right?
Oh, it's very low.
Do you hear me?
Oh, there you go. That's very low.
Do you hear me? Did you?
Sorry, I had you too low in the mix. It's a little louder now. It might be too loud for you, though. Is that too loud?
No, it's actually good.
You hear yourself now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, sorry about that.
Yeah.
This is why we do this song in the beginning of the show, to get our bearings straight, make sure we're good, and we have to share this now all over the place. If we had a producer, they'd be doing this.
Well,
But,
yeah. Share it, and hopefully it gets shared again. You know?
happy birthday, Chucky.
Happy birthday.
50. Chucky, you're 50? Oh, we have to call you for your 50th birthday. We got to call Chucky. Oh, my God. Chucky? Wow. Happy birthday to Chucky. Happy birthday to Chucky. 50. Hold on. I'm looking for the share button. I don't even see it. How do I share from here? I don't see it. For real? So I have to go to my page and just do it from there now. Okay? So this is what I have to do. I have to produce. But the show hasn't started yet, so not officially. This is where you smoke them if you got them, boys and girls.
Smoke them if you got them.
Yeah, smoke them up, roll them up, get ready. We're going to play the theme song, and then we're going to get started. This is the time where we have to get our S together, our poop together. Organization. So, hold on a second. Let me find my, I got to go to Facebook. On a different computer. Find my page and then share this all over the place. There we go. And I'll even put a PPP. Oh, no. I'll put a PPP here. Let me put my 2 cents in. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, it's not. Why isn't it writing here for me? Did you see that? Look what happened. Look what just happened to me. This is what I go through. I'm just trying to write happy birthday, Chucky, and look what I get. I get bounced around the internet. I need, what? Now I lost the page. All right. Hold on. Happy birthday, Chucky. PPP. PPP. PPP, Chucky. PPP.
Bring in the boss one. I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime if you can't do the crime. Don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown and you fool bitch. So just step back. I'm a mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece. washing machine. For what people stay, they sway. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly less resist.
Stop the show. Susan, if you're listening, did you send me something in the mail, Susan? Just a quick question. Just a quick question. Very important question, though. Did you send me anything in the mail that I would enjoy? Please let me know. Thank you. I need to know. I need to know. Please put a big yes in the chat. Please. Susan? Was that you? Was that you, Susan? Did you mail me something? I need to know. Right now. What is Chucky saying here? So if one person is too crippled or too stoned for birthday 60... Oh, Chucky. What? Wait, come on, Chucky. It's a family-friendly show now. We're moving towards family friendliness. We can't do that anymore. It's shocking. It's oh, Chuck. Did you mail me something? Did you mail me something? Susan, please answer me. Oh, Stan's here. Hold on.
So I'm just gonna get rolling some weed over here. Really good. This berry snash over here. Oh no, it's really good.
Can we smoke that berry smash?
Yeah.
Yeah, that berry smash is amazing.
It smells amazing.
Hold on, I got. Hold on. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi. Since your stoned ass typed the wrong address in.
No, I didn't. No, I typed the right one in. I looked.
Okay, why did they bring me to 86? Okay.
All right.
So I think should I tell my landmarks? Is it before?
Hold on. I'm coming downstairs. Hold on. Chris, the show's yours.
So guys, a day in the life of Sativa Cross Ignorance is No Excuse Tour. So, if you got them, smoke them. If you rolled them, smoke them. Hope everybody's ready for fall in full effect. Tried to go fishing yesterday, and I went in a t-shirt and shorts. It was a pretty bad idea. It got pretty chilly with the wind, and yeah, it was pretty good, but at the same time, it was pretty cold.
You have the address. I don't want to say it over the air now because now we're on the air. But I have to get on the air now because we have to start the show. Hold on. Yeah, we're actually starting the show now, and our guest host is not here. But I'm going to set up my. I can't even set up my Bluetooth. Are you in the right town?
I don't believe.
You're in the wrong
hold on.
town.
Town. Hold on. I am looking for signal. Oh God. You know what? This is apropos for show about weed. This is perfect. This is fucking she can chop all over again. Motherfucker.
Wait,
Hold on.
you're on the air. Don't curse on the air.
Oh,
Run.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
Are we-
No, I'm kidding.
are we
You could say that.
PG?
You could.
We
You could
never said, are we PG or
no,
what we
we're everything.
okay, because
free speech.
I'm not okay. I'm very not a PG when I'm around adults. I like to talk like an adult. You know? And most adults swear. Do you guys swear? Or am I gonna have
Yes,
to potty mouth?
no, I swear.
You swear? Okay, good. Because that's my one flaw. Hold on. It's away. So you guys can hang up with me, continue your show, and my head's going to be exploding with topics to talk about.
What town are you in?
What town is the murder mall in? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no clue.
That was like the only way that it was referred to when I was a kid.
Murder Mall.
Livingston?
Yeah.
You're in Livingston?
I'm not in Livingston. What is that?
Where are you?
Shut Dude, if I knew where I was, I wouldn't need this conversation.
Is there any
That's
landmarks? Oh, wow. What's...
Oh, yeah, hold on. The landmarks are, I'm in a huge, there's a Quick Check and a, hold on, Ulta, an Old Navy, Home Goods. It's like that whole new plaza. AutoZone. So you have no idea what town I'm in. That could be anywhere in America. That could honestly be anywhere in America. You talk about a strip mall and you're like, yeah, no. That same one exists in every single town. There's absolutely, you know what's crazy? On this corner, there's absolutely nothing of, like, when I say authenticness, like there's nothing that is, whatchamacallit, nothing that is like remarkable. Everything looks the same exact way. It's crazy. America's turned into
I've
the
noticed
same
that even in
cookie-cutter town.
neighborhoods, like neighborhoods, they're built the same way with same colors, same, you know.
Yes. There's nothing that you could go, hey, you know, I'm by the old church, I'm by the blah, 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 by the synagogue. It's, you know, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Ulta, Five Below, AutoZone, Old Navy. Like, I'm reading off the sign right now. You know what's going to break up neighborhoods? Dispensaries. That's how, like, people are going to identify neighborhoods, because it's going to be like a different dispensary here.
Yeah, I agree, because it's not going to be like a Walmart. It's not like, you know.
Yeah. Go by. Which dispensary? Who do we give a shout out to today? What's your favorite dispensary to go to? Do you have one?
Can I plead the fifth?
Can you? Oh, dude, you're a politician already.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I just don't visit dispensaries, let's say.
Oh, wow. You're really outing yourself.
Not,
So
at
I
least
will
not around
say-
here. At least not around here. If I do, you know, it's up
Maine,
north.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Where do you like? Do you go all the way up to Maine for product?
Once in a while, I'll go up there. Not a lot, not often.
No.
No, but when I get the
I'm
chance.
dying to go. I hear the products are amazing.
Yeah, it's
I hear the
really they got everything, pretty much,
haven't-
anything you need.
What just happened? You turned into Darth Vader.
Did you hear? Can you hear us?
You know what? I'm gonna shut off my.
I'm having phone trouble here now. That's the problem. Okay. Augs 1. Augs 1. Boom. Oh, that's what happened. Sent too much signal. There we go. All right. Sorry, we're a mess today. So, I don't know what town she's in. Did she say what town she's in?
No, I don't think she knows.
I don't think she knows where she's at. This is great. This is the first show for Diana McElroy. That's the first show, and granted, she's never been here before, so we'll give her that. And I love that she's lost, and I think it's. I just think it's funny because I think she's in Hanover, not East Hanover. I think that's what happened there. Uh-oh. I'm getting texts. Okay, she's in Cedar Knolls.
Oh.
How'd you get to Cedar Knolls? So she's in somebody's driveway in Cedar Knolls, probably. Hanging out.
Hanging out, cursing.
Cursing? Hanging out and cursing. Diana, what are you doing? That's funny. Wow. Okay. Well, this is a great way to start the career of Diana off because she wants to be on the podcast. Well, here you go. This is a great. We'll have a memorable first show. That's for sure. And thank you, Diana, for helping us out at the event. She was talking to Ricky.
Yeah, and she, a lot of people. There was a lot of attendees in there.
And she got Ricky to come over to us.
Yeah.
And I was like fanboy. I was total fanboy. I think I was the worst out of everyone. I was just like, Ricky!
Yeah, it was. What an experience, What an experience.
Dude, Ricky Williams, of all people, just to show up out of the blue. Like,
it was not expected. We didn't know. It was cool.
There was a lot of people. Like you said, a lot of people. There was Governor McGreevy was there. I missed my picture with him. And I was like starstruck over him, too. I was like, oh, Governor McGreevy, let me get a picture with him.
Yeah.
Then he took off
We
real
had
quick.
An assemblyman as well. What was his
Danielson
name?
was there, yes.
Yeah.
I missed my picture with him, too.
Weed Man.
I missed my picture with Weed Man.
Leo.
Got a picture with Leo.
Yeah.
I had to get a dab in with Leo. That was great as we were leaving.
Yeah, that was
That was the best. We're in the golf cart. We just took a golf cart. We said, we're going to go. And we got out to the parking lot. And who's out in the parking lot? But Leo and Ricky Williams, hanging out in the parking lot. I guess I don't know what they were doing, but they were doing what we were doing. So we got, I'll always remember that. I've never washed this dipper again, by the way. I'm telling you, this dipper will never be cleaned again. That's right. Number 34, use this, and I will never clean it again. So when you see a dirty dipper, don't blame me. I'm just going to say, this is what Ricky used in here. Now you want to use it, right? Yep. That's why it's dirty. Now I have an excuse to have a dirty dipper.
Yeah.
This is great. Yes, thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Ricky. Chucky, can you call in? Ew, can't believe what 50 years worth of earwax looks like. What are you doing? Where's Chucky? Chucky, call in or I'm going to call you because it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Chucky, don't make me look for your number, Chucky. Just call in. Oh, he's not. He's going to make me look for it. And I have it under Chucky. I think it's under Chucky. Oh, no. No. I think it's under Chuck K. This is it.
Mars?
Hello?
The Red Planet?
Happy birthday, Chuck.
Thank you, guys. You are so sexy over there.
How's it going? How's your birthday morning going?
I'm sweating with a cricket in my ass.
Oh, God. Ah. Ouch.
50 years of ears wax.
50. Yeah, what's that all about? Were you cleaning your ears for the first time?
No, you just got to save the Q-tips since birth.
Chucky, you should do stand-up comedy because you don't even say funny things. It's just I think the way you say it. I don't know what it is, but you crack me up because like the way your mind goes. I love it. I can't keep up with you sometimes.
You got to just toss them over your neighbor's fence. One after the next. 50 years worth of Q-tips.
Oh, so there's a big pile of Q-tips on your fence. Oh, 50 years.
No, there were.
Oh.
I think the mower guy keeps chopping them up. There's small ones now.
Small ones.
All right, I just put up a very distinguished picture of you, Chuck. You're wearing your suit, and you're speaking to
Where?
the Senate. You're speaking to the Senate Assembly Committee on Cannabis. Look at you, all sexy over there.
Where can I do stand-up sexiness?
Stand up? You're doing it right now, man. This is it. This is it, Chucky.
All right, man. Can I see Phil Murphy?
Hey, you had a good debate the other night, don't you think?
Yeah, I watched it, man. It was cool. It was better than the other ass. She has Sonny C. Whatever the fuck his name was.
Who, Jack?
No, Giacelli.
Oh, Giacelli? Who's that?
The guy who's running against Murphy.
Oh, the third.
Chirelli?
Yeah, Chitterelli. Chitterelli, I think, right?
Yeah.
Jack. Just call him Jack. You see signs that say Jack. I guess he makes it easy for everybody. Jack. We don't have time in Jersey to spend time on syllables.
Too many I's and A's.
We don't like that. We're in a rush. As you can see from the crosswalk videos, people are in a rush to get nowhere. So, yeah, we don't have time to say Chitterelli, whatever his name. We don't have time for that. We'll call him Jack.
I'm not fucking Russian. I'm Polish.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
You said I was
Chucky?
Yeah.
What,
Mm-hmm.
what happened?
Fucking a kid.
Huh? What are you smoking? What are you doing?
Some good green.
Are you in your shed?
No, I'm outside naked. Just the day I was born.
It's your birthday suit, Chucky, and you did that to me once
What better
before.
way?
You've done this to me before. Yeah, he ran around naked at the podcast one time in East Brunswick, and it's on YouTube somewhere. You running around naked with your everything hanging out. It's out there.
To be extra clean, I wait for my pit bull to start licking his balls, and then I throw mine out there too.
Oh, man. That's great.
Because he don't stop.
Oh, man.
There's hookers that work for more, and he just don't stop for nothing.
Chucky, what are you doing for your birthday?
I'm putting salt on my balls to keep them licking.
Oh, man.
I was smoking, what is that fruit fucking called? The big yellow skinny one. Grows in Hawaii. Damn.
What?
Oh,
A mango?
papaya.
Papaya? Oh.
Papaya mango. The strain I got is papaya mango.
Oh, papaya is my favorite. I recently had papaya Skittles. Was this papaya Skittles that Medman had?
I think so.
Yeah, it was
I think
It
so.
comes in a couple different ways.
Man.
I seen papaya runts too.
What's your favorite strain?
My favorite is papaya straight up by itself, just so I can feel Hawaiian, and then I can be naked. Just don't burn your balls, man. Watch where you put that thing. That's a big ash. You smoke enough bunch, you're burning off balls.
What?
Don't drop that blunt.
We have to get Chucky at give him his own comedy stand up, a little section in an event.
Yeah. Are you coming to Mawa this week, Chucky?
It could be called Section the City, but the city of Mawa is like mostly millionaires.
Yeah.
They're gonna call somebody on me
No, it's a private.
for being naked.
No, it's your birthday, Chucky. It's your birthday party. You better show up,
Can you have Jerry Springer?
Chucky. We're gonna have birthday balloons for you, so you better show up,
Fuck Murphy, I want Springer.
Chucky. It's your birthday party.
My birthday party is with Jerry Springer.
Saturday. Saturday is your birthday party, Chucky.
Yeah, they're taking me to fight. We're going to fucking medieval times.
Oh, nice.
Really? I love that
Nice.
place.
Do you know what I was wondering? If all the guys on horses have swords and I just have sweatpants on with a boner, are they gonna see my sword? Even if it's pitching a tent?
You know, it's the season for that now. It's sweatpants season, so
Sweatpants season for pitching tents.
it's a thing. I guess the
Lay
girl.
off the Cialis. You get a Charlie horse.
Oh,
You ever have a Charlie horse in your cock?
Yeah.
It's rough, bro. It'll even start pulsating. You could charge extra for that. For a pulsating cock.
Oh man.
Why do you think I got so many kids? Shit don't stop throbbing.
Oh man.
That's because they sent me to Catholic school. Fuck me all up.
well, yeah. That's why I don't go there no more. I go to a regular church now, a normal church.
I love God,
I know, me too.
but
I don't pray to statues no more.
they beat me. They beat me in Catholic school.
They tried to make me right-handed in Catholic school.
Now I'm into S&M.
From Catholic school.
St. Mary.
From Sister Mary beating you with a ruler. Now you need to get beat with a ruler.
Mine was Irene, Sister Irene.
No, we had Theodosia, Sister Theodosia. She used to take her teeth out.
Yeah, Sister Irene. She was the only one with the brass ruler.
They'd
Oh,
smack
You
the
ever see?
dude, yeah, smacking you.
You ever see that ruler they have, and it's like the top of it has brass in it for using pen for drawing a perfect line?
Oh, yes,
That fucker hurts.
yeah, man. They hit you hard with that, and they pull my hair.
There's a name for that ruler.
It's
With
not
the
a pro.
brass
It's,
strip.
it's not a protractor. It's something else.
No, I'm saying
It's a
the
name-
brand
yeah.
name might be Williams or
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you remember the brand? Wow.
Wow, yeah, it was indented on his butt. The name.
something. Yeah, I'm gonna get it tattooed.
Yeah, Catholic school was rough,
Tattoo on my ass.
but I'm glad I went to Catholic
ruler.
school because now when I go to church, it's so pleasant because it's like Catholic church is a lot rougher than. I didn't get much out of the sermon. When I go to church now, I get a lot out of it. Now it's more teaching than anything. And,
Yo, when we do the stand-up bit, I want to have a special piece simply called satin shit stain. You ever seen a satin shit stain? You ain't done enough laundry then.
Satan's shit stain. Those go together. Not
So
today,
you can
Satan.
pronounce it that way.
Not
It
today,
almost
Satan.
smells like hell.
All right, Chucky, you're going to be the host of the show. I'm going to go downstairs and get Diana. You're hosting the show with Chris. Ready, go.
Yes. What is that aroma? Did you let one go? I gotta check with the dogs, man. Come here, girl. What you got squeezing over there? I see you bending. Come here, girl. You can eat that. There's a pit bull already licking my balls.
Oh my God.
But his too. He does 4 at once. His 2 and my 2. You just need enough assault.
Oh man.
His pit bull boxer.
Oh really?
So he could throw a left too. Don't piss him off. You'll be bleeding out your balls. If you throw a left hook with a claw. But he's a good boy.
Oh man.
Go around this way. I guess you'll sit there.
The best dog I ever had was a rescue.
Yeah.
You can move the towel if you
Unbelievable.
want. It just makes it a little more comfortable. It's a little softer.
Probably better than some relatives.
Chucky Kwiatkowski is hosting the show right now. What's he doing?
I'm playing with my balls. Is that too bad?
Okay.
I can't.
Hold on, Chucky. I have to move you out of the way because you're actually in the way of our host, Diana, now. Hold on.
They have a film of me popping out. And I was playing with my balls then, too.
Oh, jeez. Chucky.
I filmed all my kids being born.
There you go. Go ahead. Say it again.
No, I'm good. I was testing my mic.
Okay. You have the testing mic.
How else you going to sue, man? Don't you want to call McCarthy and McCarthy or the guys on TV?
Who?
1-800-LAW.
Well, we're going to have a new...
All the lawyers you see all day long.
Well, we have a new sponsor. Michael Palmieri is going to be our new sponsor. We're working on a logo for him.
Yeah.
He's suing everyone for us. We're suing them all. Everyone. Get in line.
Why'd you look at me when you said that? Fuck you. Don't
No, not you.
Did you see him look at me?
I'm looking at both of you.
Oh, you're getting
I'm
sued
looking
too.
for yeah, get him, Lefty, get him.
Go get him, boy.
Get 'em.
Go get him.
U-Haul, Verizon. We have to go to,
Wow.
we should go to Verizon today, Chris. After
Holy
this,
grub
and
sneak.
call them out in New Providence.
Okay.
No wheelchair access to a Verizon.
I used to work in New Providence.
Boom.
Verizon, but you got to call them?
We're gonna go there with the wheelchair and see where their wheelchair access is because there is none. That's $1 billion company.
No, but then you got to make a fucking 2-hour call. You
No,
gotta
I
sit in
think
your
social
wheelchair
media
and just
will
press
work
9.
a lot easier. Oh, yeah, you should call them while standing there.
Yeah.
Very good
Oh,
idea.
That's a good idea, Chucky.
You sit in your wheelchair and press 9 to speak to a service operator.
No.
That puts you on hold
Look
for
at
6
test.
more hours.
Just making sure.
Well, Chucky, happy birthday, bro.
Stolat.
Thanks, man.
Stolat, yes.
I don't know how it was, but the fairy godmother came and bonged me up last night. I was doing hits in my dreams. You ever have that happen?
No, I hope to one day.
Oh, it is killer. The weed is heavenly. Heavenly
This-
weed.
This is like a stoner's paradise.
Too many angels in my life.
Yeah, you're in a big pot field if you look.
I am.
Yeah, you can. It's kinda
Am I touching it?
If you wore green, you'd be a pot field yourself.
Oh, dude, next time.
There's like this weird
It
shadow.
really
there.
was until I seen Mary.
Is there...
When I seen Mary, I found my first satin shit stain. Ever.
On that note, can we talk about the business we were going to discuss?
Yeah. Okay, Chucky, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We're
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. You crazy Polak, you.
You're Polish too?
Yeah, Chucky's a Polak too, right?
Oh.
You didn't get a
Kwiatkowski.
sound thing for your birthday?
What? I don't, but maybe next year. There's always time for next year. Thanks, Chucky.
You
Thanks.
gotta eat prunes.
Oh, you
Prunes.
Prunes.
Really?
okay. Do
Prunes
widzenia.
will give you a shot and sit thing.
Do widzenia.
Bye, Chucky. Have a nice birthday.
Thanks for calling. You've made my day great.
Shit state.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Now I'm going to the doctor's with a boner.
Chucky, what are you going to do for your birthday right now?
I'm going to see.
Got him. Got him for his birthday. Jeez, he's on a roll today.
What the hell?
Oh man.
What's with you? Do we need to call a doctor?
Oh no.
All right.
Okay.
So you told me one town. GPS took me to another town. We're in an undisclosed location somewhere in New Jersey.
Yes, we
was,
made it.
It was so undisclosed I couldn't find it. So I'm so excited to be here. When we were talking on the phone before, we hit upon so many topics that should have been on the air.
Yes.
And I want to start off with your fancy pants now.
What does that mean? Fancy pants? How?
Tell me about your award.
Oh,
Award.
Award.
the award.
Thank you.
It was a shocker to me. I thought it was an award for the Community Health Law Project, which it was.
Okay.
But apparently, the congressman signed off on this. Senator Cody signed off on this. Senator Sweeney. Whoa.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So Jim Miller.
And how did you find out that you were getting the reward? Thank you for correcting my English. You could do that, okay?
Award.
Award.
I obviously wasn't paying attention.
I mean, I guess it could be a reward for his
For the hard work.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were rewarded with an award for your hard.
And a nice
Hard
dinner.
work.
Very nice dinner, too.
Where'd you have dinner?
It was like a wedding kind of setup. Hors d'oeuvres, walking around with the white glove, hors d'oeuvre kind of
What'd
deal.
you wear? Tell me what you wore, because
There's a shirt over here that I wore that's nice and clean. It was a white shirt and a pot leaf tie, which
Okay.
a lot of people liked,
okay, good.
and a nice,
Yeah.
But I could have been better because I didn't realize everybody had suits. And
All right, I'm gonna start styling you.
I needed you to
yeah,
help
yeah,
me for
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
Yeah. We'll get into that. Do you remember when I said to him that he needs to clean up his acts? His first thing was, "Do I have to cut my hair?"
Yeah.
Nope.
That's always his first question,
know.
his first thing,
But so, how did you find out you were getting the?
I got a notice in the mail for this reward, and
Award.
No, someone is going to get a reward for turning you in. That's different.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but
Boom. And I was, very shocked by it. I was like, wow, okay. I got an award for kind of being a jerk. I was a jerk for a long time, just making these videos. I feel.
no. But can I tell you,
When
it's
the-
not the being the jerk. It's you were consistently a jerk. You never stopped. You stuck to your narrative, and you never stopped.
Yeah.
And that's a sign of genius. Do you know that? Doing the same thing over and over again till you get it right, and you got it right.
Yeah, I did get
Yeah.
it right.
Yep.
And but I do it in a nice way to start off with. I always start nice. I ask for a ramp, and then they'll say to me, "Oh, we'll get a ramp," and they smile, and then I move on, and nothing ever happens when they do that. When they lie and smile, nothing ever happens. But when we get into it, and that's when stuff gets done for some reason.
So my first opinion that was told of me of you, because people have opinions of each other, was that you were a little bit of a dick. And I meet you, and I'm thinking, no, he's really not.
Yeah.
But I think I came I came in support.
Okay.
I came in support, and you felt that. So, yeah, that was your reputation, just FYI.
Oh yeah, well I'll give it back to you. If you give me some crap, I'm gonna get. And I shouldn't be that way.
think
I try
that's-
not to.
But you know what, Lefty?
I'm
I think
learning.
that's why we get along, because I'm
growing.
the same way, a little scrappy. So I like that.
I'm growing.
Yeah.
I'm growing. That's why I go to church to keep myself from killing a lot of these people,
Yeah.
or being more of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I need that. I need that positivity in my life,
Yep.
and just to be hopeful and
Yeah.
not so angry. Because
That's why I do yoga. That's why I walk a lot. That's why, believe it or not, I cry a lot. But crying is like release of a valve, because honestly, if I didn't cry, I would tell half these motherfuckers what assholes they are. And so I keep it in. And that's my zen. And that's where
It's got to come out somehow.
it's got to
Yeah, right.
come out
Right.
somehow.
There's a
Yeah, we
build-up.
all have it. Yep.
I guess any release or any type of letting yourself like feel
Experience
free
it.
and
yeah,
and, and
experience
let
the
go.
emotion.
I think it's a positive thing.
It is
you
a
know?
positive.
Everybody is different. Everybody has their different likes and stuff like that. Your thing could be sun setting, my thing could be sunrise, and that's my zen. That's my peaceful thing.
Is it weird that I'm obsessed with both? Like
Not
I
at
will
all.
get
I
up
like
at
both.
4 and then run to see the sunset. Yeah.
I've always been into like getting into a telescope or trying to look at these things out, like just like stargazing type of things. Like I was always into stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
yeah, but sunset and sunrise is
It
hard.
reminds us how little we really are in the
Oh, yeah.
universe.
Yeah.
Like we really don't matter. So all our problems just all of a sudden just come into like focus. Like, wow, is that really a problem? Like,
Yeah.
look at all those stars and the galaxy. We're getting all sorts of trippy here now. So I think I'm getting a contact high, and I don't mind.
It happened to me this morning.
Did it?
As soon as I got into the Jeep, I was like, oh, start coughing myself. I'm like, he's like, want to hit? I was like, nah, dude, I think I'm good off the secondhand smoke.
That's hysterical. So, on the phone, we talked about patience and about my experience that I had last night. And talking to you guys, I learned something, and I wanted to like bring that up if you don't mind. I had a friend of a friend call me, and her friend's here visiting, and she doesn't have her medicine with her. And she was looking for medicine, and I felt like she was looking for me to give her some. And I really try to stay on the line of the law. I try. That's in quotes. And you taught me something.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how me and Christian started doing the Dover cannabis community.
Mm-hmm.
Is we were able to work the gray line, the gray area, and handing out joints because you can give up to an ounce.
See,
You
and I
can
wish
give-
I had known that, because one of my first questions to this patient was, are you feeling okay? Do you have enough medicine with you? Because I think I would have jumped through hoops to try to get her someone, but she doesn't have a medical card in New Jersey, which is so ridiculous that patients don't have reciprocity. I can't say that word.
Reciprocity. I get
Thank
used
you.
to saying that one. Yeah. That's what state?
Oh my goodness, where did she come from? Chicago. So
Oh.
yeah.
So we
And-
don't have reciprocity with Michigan.
Yep.
And then that's the
Illinois,
same thing. Like,
or-
what was it? Earlier this year, Lefty, when I went to go travel to Florida,
Or Florida.
and that's the one thing, like
What
while I was in the
states
airplane,
have it? Do you know?
Rhode Island.
Okay.
For
Rhode
sure.
Island, yeah,
Maine, right?
Maine, maybe Cali, but I'm not sure.
We have to look into that, because honestly, that's such an important thing for patients to understand. And, so then she was going to travel up to New York, and she goes, can I get some product in New York? I'm like, you can't, because,
Right.
and that, I mean, think about it. If I wanted, opioids, I can get them in any state. I can get my prescription filled, but I can't get the cannabis I need.
I don't know how you feel about this one, but this is another interesting thing. But undocumented immigrants cannot get their medical cards, but they can get opiates when they go to the hospital. They can get filled up on opiates and addicted to all these opiates. That's fine.
As long as they pay.
Yeah, they
you
pay
know.
money, and they can't get a cannabis card, though, because they need 6 points of identification, you're
Yeah.
saying, right? And they can't get it. How do you get that?
How do you need to, because you need to have a driver's license?
Right, you
Right.
need, yeah,
What about a
you can't get it-
passport? A
you
passport
can't-
won't work?
but it will be from wherever they are from.
Oh, so it doesn't count towards. See, that's crazy, because that's a legal document. Think about it. I could travel internationally on my passport, internationally, but yet I can't have the state of New Jersey recognize a passport from another country. That's
They
kind of bullshit.
recognize it, but like
No,
it's
no,
not
but
like,
they won't recognize it to give the medical card.
Right.
Yeah.
Or to get a driver's license or to get anything, because you're not from the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, driver's license. That we're going down like a deeper path, but for medication,
Right. Exactly.
yeah,
At
for a
least
medic-
for medication.
yeah, start off with the medication aspect of it. They should have the ability to get it. So why are we here instead of in Trenton? Was my question that I wanted to ask you guys.
Oh, we could be in Trenton. It's a lot of work
Yeah.
to do that, to
Yep.
travel down there.
Yep.
I'm not fit to do it.
Yeah.
1 day a week is a lot for me.
Yep.
1 day a month is a lot for me.
Yeah. You had a busy
And-
couple days. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just too much.
It is. It's a lot of equipment that you carry, and it's a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's a lot of the tent, the table setup, the
Right.
chairs. Yeah.
So
I've seen it.
if we had a team that would just set up and I could just walk in there like a diva and be like, set up, sure, all day long, but no, I
Yeah.
can't, ain't happening.
Yeah.
I got to set this up, and I could set it up, and I could probably do it weekly if we had like people to move our equipment.
Yeah, right.
I could do weekly again, but it's costly too because the hotspot costs money
Mm-hmm.
for the streaming.
Yep.
That's a hotspot issue, but CMMNJ paid for our hotspot 1 year. They were great,
Did they?
and
Yeah.
UFCW donates to us a lot. They're helpful, so.
Maybe we
Yeah.
get sponsors that every week, and we just keep plugging them away.
Yeah.
They're our hotspot. They're our
Yeah.
hotspot. And you know what would be awesome? And I'm just thinking out loud, seeing if dispensaries would be willing to send someone, a representative or a team, to do the setup. You sit back. That would be volunteer time for the dispensaries. Are you guys listening? Because I'm telling you and I'm teaching you how to do community outreach. Because I don't see anyone out there really hitting the pavement. And that's what's needed in the cannabis industry.
Yep, I totally agree. Recently, I had these college students, student journalists, come and wanted to do school project, but they know it's so much more that they want to keep going with it aside from the project. They want to keep going, and that's another thing. Like really reaching out to the community, to colleges, to there's students out there that really want to donate their time, and and what better way to do it for a nonprofit organization? Like it's good for them.
And for half of them, cannabis is such a drawer. We just had Sam, and I have to look up Sam's last name, come in, and he did all the photographs for the cannabis advisory group golf outing. Tell me, first off, what did you guys think of the event?
It was awesome. It was amazing. It was, a great time. It was a beautiful place. It was really, really, really nice.
Right?
Yeah, it was really nice.
I thought the group did a wonderful job organizing. I cannot believe how
Yeah.
generous the sponsors were with the swag bags.
I have to say, especially, having the rain and you guys having to move inside and stuff, it was still...
And everyone, all
It was
of
still
our...
good.
I only heard slapback from one attendee about time frame and whatnot, and I said, listen, that was for a charity cause. We had to pivot, and it rained. You got fed, and you stayed dry. I'm sorry, what's your first world problem?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's funny because that makes an imprint on my brain. Like, you complained because it rained at a charity function. Like, dude, there's parts of the world that are crying for rain. Like, be thankful.
Yeah, 100%.
I
It's
just-
like something that you can't control. You just got to, go along with it and,
And how
adapt.
smooth was the
Yeah.
pivot?
It was really good.
I mean,
really
it was
good.
literally like, oh, just walk in that building. Just
Yeah.
a couple feet. Yeah, it was amazing. I thought Ricky Williams was beyond inspirational.
Yes.
I thought he was... I honestly would be lying if I knew who he was prior, because I'm just not a football person. But his story... And then... It was funny. I had a conversation with a friend who, I'll let him tell his story, but he's involved in the cannabis industry greatly. And he's like, could you get me a autographed shirt? Like, he was who I had a cutout of in my room. And this kid is completely obsessed with cannabis. And I said, sure. And he goes, I thought he was such an asshole for leaving the NFL for cannabis. And now he's completely submerged in the cannabis and culture. And he goes, now I get it. Now
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Years
It's-
later, he looks at his idol and he's like, dude, I understand why the plant drew you so greatly.
And it's part of what he said, it's part of the quality of life that you want to live,
Yep.
And it's and like he was saying beforehand, you know, how he really didn't or doesn't really like really consumed it as much.
No, it was an easy way for him. Could you imagine the head trauma those guys get? Could you imagine the body pain?
I played football. I played high school for like even midgets. Well, in midgets, I wasn't really allowed to play because I was overweight.
Midgets like
I was
the
just too
opposite
big.
because you're so tall? Was it like
It's just the midget league, I guess they
Okay.
called it.
Yeah.
But I was so big that I couldn't really play because I was a big boy. Like,
Yeah.
so I was always overweight. There was a certain weight limit. I believe it was 160, and I would never make it.
Yeah.
So but when I got into high school, I was ready. You know,
Yeah.
I was a full on beast. Like I knew how to tackle. I knew everything. And much so that like they moved me up my freshman year to play with the varsity team a couple games after
Yeah.
our season. But yeah, and when I moved up from freshman to varsity, like my freshman year, when I moved up, I think it was the second game, and they put me in. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. Like, I'm good. Let's go. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
I'm about the same size as these guys, even though they're like 18 and 17. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right. I got this.
That's awesome.
And I went to go towards the quarterback, and I lunged, and I was literally in the air, and I got blindsided.
Oh,
And yeah, like to the point where like my shoulder was dislocated.
wow.
But like it
There's-
just goes to say, like, you know, how much damage. You know, my friend broke his leg. You know, like
I wish I had smoked pot when we used to slam dance, quite honestly, because the next day we would be hurting. Same thing, like that physical contact.
Yeah.
And for a little girl, I really liked that impact.
Mhm.
So I would go looking for it. Do you
Yeah.
miss that now with your, like,
I do.
I can't
do.
imagine,
I
'cause-
do. I
yeah.
miss it. And,
because
like,
when you're talking about, like, your lips curled up, when you're talking about, like, that physical.
I like it's something that you know I liked it. I even wrestled. And
So-
I played soccer. You know, it was. I don't know if it's more like the contact, but I don't know if it's like the competition. You know.
So have
like-
you ever, I mean, because you just exhibit the happiness that athletes get. Have you ever considered going for Special Olympics?
No, I really haven't. But I coached
Okay.
one year. Like I
Right.
coached my little brother's team. You know, like middle schoolers.
Oh,
And,
God bless you. I got one of those.
It was fun. It was really fun.
What grade?
7th and 8th graders.
Okay. Yeah. So they start 7th and 8th graders get better. 6th grade,
Yeah.
dear God.
But no, they were awesome. They were great. And I like that, you know. I really
Yeah.
liked, you know, reaching out to the youth and, you know, giving back. 'Cause especially, it's a program that I went up.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I went through
Yep.
those programs. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm sure that like inspired you and just gave you a drive, you know, because you're good with people and you have that, like, that oomph.
Yeah. And that's another thing, you know. It's something that if you like, you got to do it. You know, it doesn't matter what it is.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And it's funny because you live your life as an inspiration. Like, you live your life as an inspiration to teach, to do something good, to, you know, you haven't let your accident stop you from putting something out into the world. I commend you.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's not something like I really intentionally did, you know,
Yeah.
like or am doing or nothing, but like, you know, it just.
I don't think
comes, like-
Mother Teresa started out being good. I don't mean it that way. I don't think she, you know what? I don't think most people that do good start out with a plan. They just kind of fall into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. You know, it's just part of like, and it's kind of like Ricky Williams. He just stood up with what he believed in, and that's what it is.
Yep.
It's what I believe in, and I've lost friends, I've lost, you know, relationships, I've lost, you know,
Over
family.
cannabis?
Like, yeah, like.
Oh my God, same. I am so blocked out of this one friendship group over cannabis. And it does hurt my feelings because I thought friendships were based on a deeper fashion. I've lost a gig because I'm associated to cannabis. And you know what? Part of me looks at it and goes, okay, you live your life. I'll live my life. I'll speak about what I've learned because I'm going to be 100% honest. When I got into cannabis, it's because I knew that it was going to be, I looked at it as a business. It's going to be the next thriving business. And as a stay-at-home mom, I wanted to be on the edge of it. I wanted to be in something exciting. And the more I got invested in it, the more it became about the patients and about the stories. And so I was like a reverse convert. You know what I mean? Like I came at it as a logical, like, oh, logically it makes sense to
Right.
to
The numbers don't lie.
well, it wasn't even the numbers. It's like I can find my way in this new industry because it's
Right.
very hard to start something in established industries if you haven't been in them for a long time, especially for a woman. And then I saw
Right.
cannabis and I was like, oh, I want to get into that. And then the more I'm going to say hand-holding I did of people and hearing their stories, I was like, wow, there's really something deeper to this.
Yeah, it's so
Yep.
much more, and that's just kind of like with the college student. You know, she was like, I went into this thinking it was like, cause she's a medical patient as well, and she's like, you know, I thought it was like I already know the basics, you know, expensive and can't get to me, and like, you know, accessibility. And then when I start explaining to her and talking to her about all these things, she's like, wow, there's layers to this. It's more. And I'm like, yeah, it's so much more to this, and it's something it's not a new topic in your generation. It's been the topic for a very long time.
Yep. It's definitely one that has to be mentioned often, and it has to be approached. It depends who you're talking, who your audience is, right?
Right.
As to your messaging and how the rights for patients and the ability for patients to see, you know, results and what good the plant can do for them. I'm going to grab something from my purse. You guys continue talking.
There you go. You continue smoking too.
I think
There's a big.
I saw that you're gonna play something on your phone there. I think that was a good idea.
Oh yeah,
I think you should.
I have something queued up here. This is great. I think it's going through my system here too. It is. It's a good thing.
I don't believe in regrets because they just make you feel shitty about yourself. And specifically, the question comes up. I know what they're asking. Right? Is at the time of my life I became
that noise?
I'm probably too old, but I guess you guys are about my age.
Too loud.
There's a movie called The Three Amigos. You guys remember that? Yeah. And Infamous. It was better than famous. I became infamous when I chose cannabis over the NFL. And you know, at the time, it was a controversial decision. Still to this day, I mean, obviously, you guys know cannabis is still controversial, but not nearly as much. And you know, I was messing around on Twitter the other day, and someone said something about my story being tragic. And I know what he meant, but I took the opportunity to speak on it. And I said, you know, I don't consider it tragic, is that I thank the NFL every day for helping me realize there are more important things in the world than football. Right? And then I wrote ... like getting high. and you know, and like that's as a 44-year-old, not as a 27-year-old on my left. And I actually meant it more. I meant it more as a 44-year-old than I did, you know, when I walked away from football. Because most of us know that when you're young, it's true. You're dumber than you are when you're older. Okay? Thank God, right? As we live, we learn, we grow, we evolve, right? And we evolve personally, and our relationships evolve. Okay? And as we've seen the past 15, 16 years since then, we've seen the relationship in this country evolve with cannabis. And we've seen it state by state, literally county by county. Okay? And the question that all of us, or a couple of questions that all of us have had to wrestle with is how do we deal with our past attitudes? Okay? How do we deal with our past attitudes? And I don't mean that, I mean that for everyone, because for pretty much all of us, except for I talked to some people that grew up in the 60s, they don't seem to have the same kind of hang-ups, some of them, but most of us do. And what we were taught, at least what I was taught, was that cannabis was bad for me. You know, coaches, teachers, if you do this, you're gonna be a loser. If you do this, you're gonna, right? whether we were the ones teaching that to our kids or we were the ones receiving it, it got in there, okay? And it's something that I think we have to find a way to deal with, because I think for cannabis to move forward in a healthy way, that old stuff is going to come to the surface, and we got to find a way to process it and deal with it. And I think, you know, this is a business discussion, because I think for cannabis to become what it can be as a business, as a medicine, again, I think we have to look at these things. And being someone who was on the other side of it, okay, is like now I can sit up here and there's a room full of people listening to me talk about consuming cannabis. Okay, 15, 16 years ago, it was the opposite. Okay, I'm not gonna ask you guys where were you. I won't do it. It's a joke. You're supposed to laugh. Yeah, thank you. No, but seriously, just coming from where I came from, and I had to wrestle with the same exact questions. You know, I left the NFL, and what did they say? The world's biggest underachiever. Okay, pothead, leaves the NFL, but I ruined my life. Okay, and as I left the NFL, I had to think: is that true? Is my life ruined? And most people would say someone that's controversial, quits their job, gets kicked out of their job for drugs, kind of think that life is kind of over. But I had a decision to make. I said I'm going to question everything I've been taught with what's in my heart. There's some, because it's easy to say, and I see it in people's eyes when they talk to me, and they say, "Dude, all that money, couldn't you just stop smoking weed?" Right? And that's real, right? And I hope most of you guys feel that if you're being real, you should have that question, okay? And this is also related to business, and I hope it's not a cliche. But there are more important things in the world than money, okay? And when I say I hope it's not a cliche, it's easy to say, but if you look at the choices you're making in your life, do those choices support that, okay? Okay, so for me, I think through the choices I've made, I think I've proven that there are things in life that are more important to me. And again, I go back to thanking the NFL for that. So I left the NFL with this question, is everything that I worked my life for to be the best football player I could be, and then giving that up, is my life over? Okay? But what I found is my life was just beginning. I was speaking earlier, the question about regrets came up, and I had a thought that I hadn't had before. I said if I hadn't left the NFL and I'd only been a football player, okay, and I was invited to speak here. Yes, there might be more people in the room, okay, but I would be miserable because everyone would want to talk about what? Football, okay? I haven't touched a football in almost 10 years, so football is great, but there's other things that I'm more interested in, okay? And so I'm in a room, people that are here, and we get to talk about cannabis, hell yes. And that's what I mean about, things being more important than money. Quality of life. And at least, the way I can look myself in the mirror when I go to bed at night is knowing that I've consistently made choices to improve the quality of my life. And now I get to come hang out with people like you guys. So it's really an honor to be here and share a little piece of my story, which is going to be shared in a biopic. And so it's interesting. This guy reached out to me and said, when you walked away from the NFL, I felt inspired. He said, I walked away from a lucrative job too to find myself, and I want to make a movie about it. So he's almost done writing the movie, and he's won an Academy Award, so there's a good chance the movie will get picked up. And he wants to name it Ricky Williams in Australia, because that year is where I wrestled with the question, okay, did I ruin my life? And at the end of the year, about the end of the year, I was in India because I found yoga, astrology, I found all these things that I never knew existed. And I was in the Himalayas, and we were driving up the Himalayas, and I'm with my yoga teacher, and I look out the window, driving up the Himalayas, and there's just cannabis plants growing wild for miles, and that question of, I flash back to all the, the commercial with the eggs and the skillet, if you do this, yeah. And I was like, all that is bullshit, right? This is medicine, this is natural, and I think I'm onto something. And so it's become a mission and a part of my life, not only to advocate for cannabis, but to advocate for altered states of consciousness in general, because I think the truth is we can only truly be happy if we can rise above it for a little bit. And we've heard this a lot too. I get at least one of these jokes daily on social media. How high are you? And my response is, how low are you? Right? Right, people are allowed to say, how high are you? We're not allowed to say, how dumb are you? Right? So yeah, this part of my story, and so, altered states of consciousness, cannabis, but also in my story, there's this other little piece. There's a Bob Marley song, one of my favorite Bob Marley songs, and the lyrics go, I think it's a Bible verse, the stone that the builder refuses will always be the head cornerstone. Okay? In my life, I was ashamed, I was embarrassed, I tried to hide my cannabis use from the world. And when it became public, I thought my life was over. Right? And now look at me. Okay, now it's become a big part of my life, and it's weird. Coming into the NFL, I always said I want to find a purpose. I want to give back. Right? And I never in my mind thought it would be this way. But it's been meaningful. I've been able to touch a lot of people. I've been able to be myself. Okay, and I think that's been the most important thing for me, is the ability to be myself. And I'm starting a brand called Eisingers, and it's about all the things that I'm talking about. It's really changing the conversation about cannabis. And I think of all the athletes and famous people who have gotten a lot of mainly athletes have gotten a lot of shit and hurt their reputations, hurt their pocketbook because of cannabis. And for me, I'm like, we're seeing all these people, especially as people are starting to tell the truth more about their cannabis use. Maybe it's time to stop punishing them, and it's time to start asking, what are you on to? Okay, what are you on to? And that's what the Heisman is about. Our tagline is spark greatness. And instead of looking at the negative side and even the idea of trying to change the stigma, we're doing that. But even that, you're fighting against something negative. I'm more about promoting something positive. Okay? Hallelujah. Yes. And then I'll say for you, my encouragement to you guys is, instead of, it's an ask, I'll own that, right? But instead of hiding your cannabis use, instead of downplaying your cannabis use, I'm not saying get on the mountain and scream about it, but at least be honest, right? And honest in the sense of, how does it help you, right? How does it improve the quality of your life? Having those conversations.
I'm starting to do that.
Why do you smoke?
It's hard.
That isn't. You feel the heaviness and the negativity of that, right? It's because our mind is that this is something bad, and we're all inside kind of wrestling with it. And I think the way to heal that, the way to change that, is to be proactive in our minds and to think.
The world needs to hear this.
How does cannabis add to my life? How does it?
Am I on?
Yes.
And I think that's the
We're
way
all
to
on
change all of this. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble.
Thank you, Ricky.
The world needs to hear that. Thank you for bringing
Absolutely.
that to the world.
What an inspiration, man.
Dude,
What a fanboy I was that day. Oh man, I was like, Ricky
It's
Williams.
so
we
much-
have
it's
to
so
make
much
this
truth.
show live because everyone needs to hear his message.
Amazing.
But I mean live.
It was crazy because when we were talking, we related on how the mentality of football really helped, to go on with what we feel is right, and deal with all the.
Well, because we talked about how football players physically are asked every single day to put their bodies through something that, as a mom, I wouldn't allow my kid to do, but that's not my choice. But these guys take it on. They do it for the pride. They do it for the glory. They do it for their team. They do it. I see why football players are a big deal. Like I just personally, it's not my thing. But when I'm at a game, I feel the excitement of the crowd. And I feel like there's something to fanhood. And Ted Lasso is making me like sports a little more.
Guess how long an NFL running back average lasts in the NFL?
I can't imagine.
Take a guess how long they last for.
2 years? 3 years?
Okay, yeah, about 4 years.
Okay, yeah.
Average.
Because all you're doing is you are the brute to stop all the other brutes. That's all you are.
Yeah.
You're literally the wall.
Yeah,
and
you have to break the wall. Well, his position was running back, so he would have to break the wall of big man.
Yeah.
You guys are
and
going to
run
teach me
through them.
sports?
Yeah, he was a smaller guy compared to the guys that were trying to
Hold on. Running back.
tackle him.
Yeah,
He's got 350-pound linemen trying to tackle him.
that can run probably almost as
Go
fast.
slower. Okay, the running back is
And
the
they
guy
hit hard.
Yeah.
breaks through. This is how I didn't grow up with a dad or with American people. So we watched soccer. We didn't watch football. So I don't know the terminology. And my poor husband, because I think if I did, I'd be a lot nicer about football. I see like my girlfriends get really excited and I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah, what's going on
What
here?
is going on? Like, what did you see that I don't see?
Well, didn't you have rugby over there too?
Mm,
You had a little
no.
no, not really.
mm-mm.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
rugby is not a Polish sport. Yeah.
I'm first generation here,
Mhm.
and that was
What
like
is what is the sport of your people?
Argentina. Argentina.
Oh my God, it's
yeah, soccer. You know. So
Okay, are you gonna get mad at me if I ask this? Are Argentinians the ones that like really, like when they fall, they really dance?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it Venezuela?
Yes,
or is it? I
it's,
don't.
it's Brazil.
It's Brazil, okay.
It's like Brazil, but it's
But
like a
it's like-
trend, though. You
It
know,
is
it's
it?
like a
Yeah,
trend.
yeah.
But there's one specific player, in my opinion, Neymar, which is Brazilian. He
Yeah.
just, he's like a.
They're theatrical about
yeah,
it.
yeah, it gets like
Yeah,
that. But
it
no.
does.
But I mean, even I think like even in those sports, it's pretty contact too. You know, like
Yeah.
thinking about it, because just thinking about it, like in the past there was the Cup of America for soccer, which is like the South American countries
Mm-hmm.
competing for the American Cup of the South America, and one Argentinian player known as the best player in the world, Messi, was going against a team. I forgot what team, but his ankles were bleeding.
Oh my God.
His ankles were literally bleeding through his socks.
Why? Because he had been kicked so many times.
He'd been kicked, stepped on. I mean, they're wearing cleats.
Yeah, I
you
know.
So, I mean, and I'm just like, wow. I'm like, playing football. If you didn't like football, go ahead, go play soccer then.
Yeah.
It's not for
Yeah.
you. Go
Well,
play
you know what?
soccer,
You make fun of that, but like, okay, I'm going to talk about Votech. Do you remember when Votech was for like the not so smart kids? Now, to get into Votech, you have to like apply and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny. So, soccer is now coming up, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
It's soccer's now
And
like.
supposedly they're gonna be here in the United States. I think 2026. I think.
I'm going to save money and buy my husband tickets. He earns
Dude,
them.
I am. Dude, I am going. I'm going to see.
Okay. Come.
Love it.
Let's make a date of it. Let's make a date
I would
of
love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like having things to look forward to with people. So you guys, I am so excited to be here. Honestly, I think you showing that video shows the world something full circle, inspiration, and fuck you for getting the video because I didn't, because I lived in the moment.
I took a video too, and
I make fun of you for being a stoner. Meanwhile, I'm so caught up in the moment. Yeah.
I'm conditioned because when I see a cop, I'm usually like, get my phone.
Do you
When I
really?
see- when I see a
Oh.
cop.
I don't.
Because of what I'm doing and
But
what
can I tell you how
usually it's-
aggressive? Can I tell you? Okay,
I go like
as a
this.
mom, I had my daughter threaten me because I yelled at her. I had her threaten me, and I said, "Go ahead. You learned what that word means. Go ahead. You're gonna, whatever." If someone walked into my house and was like, "What's going on here? What's going on here?"
Right. You're like, whoa.
Like, I would not act normal. I would not act normal. My kids wouldn't act normal. We'd be like, what the fuck? What? I don't know what's going on here. That's just not a normal approach in
Yeah.
life. So stop and put yourself in that cop's position
Right.
and say, "Officer, I'm going to record this for you and I both." Officer, because when you come at someone, I don't know. That's just my
No, I don't do
visual.
the aggressive with the officers, but when I do this in the crosswalk,
I understand.
I just have the
importance of
phone
this.
on. Yeah, I
There
have
was
it on.
there was a murder that took place, and this was the only way
Yeah.
that murder was vindicated. And I understand completely and 100% the use
No,
of
this is aggressive. This
That's
is like
aggressive.
you do
There's
that.
a certain way of like, dude, even this, like I got my hands up, but I got my phone in my hand.
Right,
Because this
right,
is
right.
my right. This
Yes.
is my right.
Yeah.
Like, but it's, it's,
No,
it's,
I don't do this to cop. I do this in the crosswalk.
because imagine, okay, I really try to put myself in both situations.
Yeah.
Imagine being the cop. You are the person called. Shit goes down. They call you. right? Like something bad's happening, they call you. So you come in, you're only human. You come in and you have all this adrenaline. Never mind, racism a lot of times is preconceived notions that have not been dispelled. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what to me racism is. It's like you
It's
haven't,
learned behavior, yeah.
well, it's not only that, but it's like you haven't been around black people. You haven't been around Spanish people. You haven't been. So you've been in your own bubble.
Yeah.
You have this like preconceived notion. And then, but if you're internationalist, you realize how close that's why I always ask people where they're from, because I'll find out where you're from and I'll be like, oh, so we're both Catholic, or we're both this, or we're both, but even like Jewish people, their cultures are so similar to Catholicism because it's like the Old Testament. Like if you know religions, you could identify, what's the same in the Quran. Sorry, I'm going all deep.
Well, how come we don't celebrate the holidays Jesus celebrates?
Like
Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur.
I celebrate Passover with friends of mine.
Yeah, we celebrate Passover sometimes.
Yep.
Catholics do.
Yep.
But what about all these other holidays that Jesus celebrated? We don't celebrate those. Why not?
Because I think we as Catholics went with the New Testament.
Right.
And so, like, we're not taught enough of the Old Testament to understand what those traditions are.
But who decided that? Like, did some pope decide, like, okay, no more Old Testament holidays or days of obligation or whatever
Dude,
they call
if
them?
you got the time, I would love to know the answer.
Yeah.
So, like, look that up and
That's a question
yeah.
for the ages. Which pope did this to us? I don't know, because
Does
they were
Adam know?
warlords. Adam probably knows, but there were warlord popes back then. There were warlords. They yielded a lot of power, and they used to use a lot of military might.
Have
on
you
the
ever
world.
seen
they had
the
their
movie The
own-
Two Popes?
What is it called?
The Two Popes?
No.
Watch that movie. It is freaking fascinating because
Really?
that's exactly that. One pope decides to step down. They bring another one in. But it's the power struggle of, am I really ready to relinquish? Because it's an empire. It's an empire. Am I really ready to give this up? It's so sad. It's so sad. As a Catholic, I can say, because I'm not practicing, it's sad to see the good of the empire come down. The orphanages, the soup kitchens. I'm about to cry. That part is really hard. But there was so much bad in it, like with the priests and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So sorry.
No,
Right,
100%.
No, I go to a different church now, and I get a lot more out of it.
It's-
Now, I was an altar boy and a choir boy in my church.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was all that.
I always laugh that the reason I'm so good with people, because I am, that's like my skill set, is like, do you need anything? Blah, blah. Even carrying someone's golf bag up. I'm willing to do that. We're not going to talk about it, but
Well, we're going to talk about something. Now we're going to get deep. I want to get deep with you. Since you brought it up, I want to know.
All right.
When we go to heaven.
you guys have drink options. Water,
Oh.
caffeinated water, and I'm not sharing my V8.
I wouldn't blame you. I have a little bit of water here myself, but
I have 2 caffeinated waters.
I'll take water. Sure.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
When we go to heaven,
Thank you.
we kind of think that, we're going to be on an island sipping margaritas.
Honey,
and
you're going to be in purgatory with me, okay?
let me say this. All right, we're promised to heaven if we believe in Jesus and we believe in God. We're promised heaven, and if we're serving God here, what are we going to do in heaven? Are we going to be sitting on a beach drinking mimosas with all our pets, with our feet up,
I
or
hope
are we
not.
going to continue to serve God in heaven? Are we being prepared for something here in the afterlife? Are we being prepared for something even bigger?
I hope so.
Some
because
spiritual warfare
No,
stuff. Who knows?
no.
Maybe
I
this is
don't-
boot
no.
camp. Who knows what this is? This is a test, isn't it? It's a test. Some kind of a test.
I
Seems
think every minute of your life is a test.
Yeah.
It's a test how you respond to
Test
things.
me every day. They test me.
It's a test to how you respond to certain situations.
Testing this.
Yeah. So a friend of mine turned me on to, how would you pronounce that? Because I'm going to butcher it. Caffeina? Caffeina. That's what you do with that little
Oh.
thing. I never know what to do with those things.
Oh, what is it? Let me see. What is
it's
it?
the little mark. So true story.
Caffeine.
We got married in New Orleans by Dr. Mule because I didn't know how to pronounce the little thing. It's excuse me. Oh, not doctor. That was his dumbass. It was Judge Mule. And he goes, it's Mule. And I'm like, oh, that's what that thing is.
That's what that thing is. The thing.
I don't know what to do with that fucking thing. I see it. And I'm like, so what do you do?
Wow.
Teach me English. What do you do with that
funny.
thing?
I just know how to read it.
but do you
I just don't know. I just
but
know how
wait.
to read it.
Do you pronunciate the I like cafeina, like louder? Like mule A. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's not an I.
What?
What?
No, but it's got an I.
It's not. It's not pronounced I.
Yeah.
E.
It's E. It's E. It's not even an E. It's like a.
But it's
Cafeína.
but the E is next to it.
Yeah.
So maybe
We
my
pronounce
I,
the E
Yeah. Oh, so it's, yeah.
cafeína.
The I is kind of silent almost.
Yeah. Dude.
It's like when they spell vertebrae the old way with the AE combined.
Old way or new
You
way.
ever see? You ever see AE together in one letter?
You're gonna learn
Yeah, like sleigh.
that
Yeah.
I'm the worst speller ever. Okay, you're gonna learn that, and like I'm sorry, and I'm dyslexic, so I have like two things going against me,
man.
and yet I'm one of those assholes that's like I'm gonna do social media. Like I have a voice. I just need someone to like
We'll
check my voice.
Spell check it. Yeah.
I mean,
Can
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Can
Spell
you guys,
check.
like,
You
be
check
my-
us and we'll
can
check
you. Be
you.
my loyal. I will. I
I'm
will
not
give
too.
You.
I'm not too great with spelling, but I
No.
That's
try.
my strong point.
I try.
Actually.
Is it?
I
I
was
know.
good at that.
Can I tell you? You've sent me a couple of emails, and I'm like, dude, he's smart, and you could tell in someone's writing. You can. I don't come off. I'm more creative. I'm a lot more creative, and when people want shit from me that's written, I'm like, ugh, that's homework. If they want something instantaneous, I could produce it instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know your strong suit.
Yeah.
Speaking of great writing, I think you should read what Jim Miller
Oh,
wrote.
Great. This is great.
where did he?
Where did I get this from? Let me see. Yeah, this is he put me on a journey. Jim Miller and I have been on a journey for many, many years together, and a lot of strange coincidences have happened. And I don't
Can
believe
you-
in coincidence.
Wait, hold on. Stop.
Let me find this.
And tell us the journey because I'm going to butcher it because I try to give homage to him and his wife, but I don't do it well. So you do it with your own words.
Let's see. Well, he told me to write a letter, a cut and paste,
Okay.
to Cody,
Okay.
to Senator Cody. Let me find it here. And it was a cut and paste. I didn't have to do a thing. All I had to do was cut and paste.
Okay.
And it was the best thing ever. And the letter went like this. This is what Jim Miller wrote for me, and I sent it to Senator Cody. And he's been ignoring me for a long time.
Can you send it to me? I'd like to read
Sure.
it and possibly share it.
So he's been ignoring me for... I've been to his office, does not answer me, and I'm his constituent. I am literally down the street from him. Excuse me. Senator Cody. I should have waited till I said Senator. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I am a New Jersey registered medical cannabis patient, and I am your constituent. I do not want to meet with you or discuss anything with you or your staff. Right there. Wait a minute. What? Who writes that? Who says that? You got to stop right there. That's like brilliant.
I don't care.
I've never seen that.
Who the fuck you are?
Yeah.
I just want you to get my message. I don't care who you are.
No, he's saying I don't even want to talk to you.
That's what I'm saying.
This is great.
He cares so little. He just wants the policy. And look,
yes.
I
and
mean, I would
most
be too.
politicians won't give you the policy without the like PR.
This is brilliant. Jim
Let's
Miller
see.
is brilliant. Okay, so I do not wish to meet with you or discuss anything with you or your staff.
F you.
I am requesting that you talk with any senator from your side of the aisle about their co-sponsorship of the S3420.
You know what? He is brilliant because he's saying if you're going to meet me and not think you're not going to realize why my life is where it is with cannabis and you're not going to know my backstory. So just listen to your cronies.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to give the respect of why I'm fighting so hard, because you're not going to take that time. I mean, very few people to take that time of what, Lefty, why the fuck do you do this every day? Like I ask you that all the
Right.
time. Like
Right.
why?
Yeah.
I have nothing better to do.
No, it's a lot of effort. Seriously, you put yourself out there.
They should be prepared to discuss that bill's merits better than I possibly could. Then email me back telling me where you think your colleague is wrong and how that overrides the bill's benefits that you may agree have merit. or co-sponsor S3420 as well. I look forward to your reply, as this affects more than me. It affects my family and everyone who cares about me. Thank you, etc., etc. Okay, that was the first letter that went unanswered.
Okay.
So then Jim Miller wrote me a second letter. I was like, okay, I'll send a second letter. So the second letter goes like this. Senator Senator Cody.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry. I got that one. If you're we used to call him Senator Dick at the podcast, but we stopped that. That's his name, Senator Dick.
His name's Richard?
Cody.
Oh.
Senator Dick.
That's so funny because
Cody.
I have been asked what my girls' names would be if they were a boy, and I always say Richard.
That's my middle name too, is Richard, so I'm a dick too.
Yeah.
So we have
So
we
when
can
we're
make dick
out-
jokes. Dick
Oh,
all day with
So when I'm out with my girls, I just ask them to stop being a Richard. Hey, Richard, please stop being a Richard.
Exactly.
And I can say it out loud.
And I can say that to him because I'm a dick also.
No, I'm telling you, look at me. Look me in the eye. It would be
Edward Dick.
No. Call him Richard. Stop acting like a Richard.
Oh, stop acting like a
Because
Richard.
you're coming down to a low level. We all know what Richard stands for. Say it to another adult. We all know. I mean, Richard, from one Richard to another.
I think I want you all to start calling me Dickie. Dickie Grimes.
Well, there's a
Isn't there like an outfit that's called a Dickie? Like,
yeah, Dickies. It's like a brand.
is it?
Yeah. And there's also like a rapper called Little Dicky. And he has a show on Hulu. It's actually a great show. It's
Is
funny.
it?
It's hilarious.
Okay, good. So
All
I'm
right,
going to go home
let's
and watch
go.
that.
It's called Dave.
Me
Dave?
too. Shout out to Little Dickie. All right. Dear Dick Cody, if you are planning on ignoring my request because I offend you, I must remind you this is not about just me. This is about 100,000 other patients who have not offended you. Several aspiring patients were in attendance. More than a decade ago, when you presided over the final passing vote for medical cannabis in New Jersey, you violated the sanctity of that procedure by pretending to get a call while at the dais. Then you pretended that it was a congratulatory call from Michael Phelps, who was in the news for smoking cannabis from a bong. In doing so, you equated sick patients who relied on cannabis to survive while having some degree of respectability with a pothead. Even I would never go that far to make a point. Oh, well. You must know that you owe medical cannabis patients an apology, conferring with the senatorial colleague about their co-sponsorship of 3420 and then advising me of the outcome would be a start. So I'm resending my request back to you. I am not only your constituent who's a patient. Statistically speaking, you should have about 2,000 others. We all deserve your attention to this matter. And that's the second letter. And then the third letter just goes off the rails. It's like ridiculous because
So let's. Okay.
let me explain what happened here. Between this letter and now, I received this award, which Senator Cody, his name is on this award.
Snap. He didn't know you were friends.
Snap.
Snap. It's good to know who's friends with who because you don't ignore their calls.
So Jim Miller put me on this journey, and this is not the first time this coincidence stuff has happened. It's happened a lot of times. Be ready. It's uncanny, and it's crazy. So I need to
So break it down for me. What does Jim want from Cody? Because I was lost in your passion in delivery, and I have ADHD, so I want it broken down.
the bill asks for home grow for patients.
Okay.
That's what this bill is, home grow for patients.
And
There's two bills.
How hard is that? So let's talk about the reality of home grow, okay? The reality is, can I grow my own tomatoes? The truth is no. We try every year. No, the truth is no. But I'm sure other people can, and I get bounties of tomatoes from all my much smarter friends than I. But there's very few of them.
Have you done indoor and outdoor, or just outdoor tomatoes every year, every springtime?
So I will tell you the truth. My friend Sarah and her husband Eric drive up to Connecticut every year. And every year her father-in-law starts seedlings. And he's made it a tradition, which I can't tell you how much it means to me when I'm invited to someone else's tradition. It's just a beautiful thing. So he sends down plants from Connecticut every year.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, my husband and I call them the sacrificial plants because
Oh, no.
they deliver them. And Bob and I are like, oh, Jesus, we're going to kill them. Like, we know we are. So
Oh.
it's, yeah, but
Don't
knock
name
on
them.
wood,
Don't name those plants. She's gonna kill them.
knock on wood, yes. Our lives has been pretty good.
Oh,
So
man.
please keep sending those plants.
Wow.
Oh.
So the third letter. This is great. So since the award, and it kind of was like amazing. I'm so ignorant. I really am ignorant. I had no idea. Maybe you could have helped me with this, but I didn't know who gave me this award. I didn't know Cody signed this.
Okay.
So I'm up there doing my speech, and I'm talking about the wheelchair access for the post office. We didn't have wheelchair access for 4 months back in last year. And I'm like, yeah, well, I guess when Congress is your boss, nothing gets done. Ho, ho, ho. And everybody just like, nothing, crickets. I'm like, why? That was not funny. And I just kept going. Then I'm looking at the thing after I'm done. I mean, I guess when I moved on, I looked at the thing, and I'm like, oh, the congressman signed it. The congressman signed the other thing. Here, look at this thing. This is ridiculous. Hold on. I didn't know the congressman sent me a thing, too.
Look at the fancy pants here. Like he said he wants to be a diva before. Do you remember him saying that he wants people to come and help him set up for his
diva.
podcast? He did say, I want to be a diva. And now look, he's got 2 fucking congressional awards. Wow, that is fancy pants. Dude, why is that not in a
Diva.
frame? Diva.
I know. I can't believe this.
I know, but why isn't it in a frame?
I'm working on it.
Because you're going to ruin it.
I know.
Because you're sloppy.
I know. You got. Thank you. This is why you are here at this podcast to remind me to get that done. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're
yeah.
wow.
So this is from Congressman. Let me see his name.
All right.
What's his name?
I could see, though I am wearing my readers.
Gottheimer. Josh Gottheimer. Congressman. Representative Josh Gottheimer. And I'm making a joke
Look,
about this.
Am I on camera?
Yeah, here.
Look how fancy that is. Look at that shit. That's like an
It
emblem.
might be. Let's see if we can.
I
read
love
it.
that. Actually, I have to tell you, the presentation, well done. Well done to whoever in office is doing these. Look at it. I'm so proud of you.
I'm just still in shock that this happened because God made this happen.
Do you know,
Seriously.
we met 2 years ago. Do you remember where? You sent me pictures a while ago that you had from back then of us at the first TerraSend meeting on the farm for, what were you part of?
Farm. It was the medical advisory board that I was on.
That
Remember
was the first time. And you sent me pictures a while ago, and you're like, do you remember these pictures?
Yes.
Yes.
We had 2 meetings with
Yeah.
the medical advisory board in 2 years.
Yep. Yep. Very,
That was
Yeah.
one of them.
yeah. Who knew we'd end up here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
weird.
journey.
This industry, you don't know where you'll end up. So I've learned 2 things. Never burn a bridge.
No.
Nope.
No.
No. Even if you want to.
Even if you want to, you just keep it moving. Keep it moving.
You don't.
Yeah.
And you keep going and lead with kindness. Lead with kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, really, if you do that, like, it does come back. Why am I sitting here with a huge bong in front of me? I'm not that mom. Okay. But thanks, Lefty, for giving me that reputation.
Jim Miller says give him a call. Let's give
Yeah.
him a call because he wrote this letter. I'm going to read the 3rd letter. It's amazing.
Jim.
It's amazing.
Wait,
Jim's the best.
are we on a delay?
Yeah, we're on a little bit of a delay. He's
Okay, because I just had a totally freaky moment where I'm like, I did that a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Did I just have deja vu?
Don't you just have like visual deja vu?
Let's see if this works.
Oh.
Please work.
So guys, I want to make this a regular thing.
Yeah, every Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
We're
bring
here.
guests.
Yeah,
Cool
absolutely.
guests.
Okay, we have
Yeah.
1 seat left.
Okay.
As you can see, we have room for one more.
But I'm gonna have to. Yeah, this is awesome.
Let's
What
see.
are we gonna call the room?
Okay, how do I answer this?
You're on air? Oh, hold on, Jim.
Hello?
Jim, can you hear me? Hold on.
I really like him.
Jim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, hold on. I think my phone's not working. Hold on. Let me check it again. Hold on. One more time. Jim, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, and there's no echo.
Oh,
There's no
beautiful.
echo. I'm shocked. Okay, good.
I had the same problem a little bit ago, Jim, in my car.
I can't turn that. I can go over here. Hold on. Now, Kathy wants to listen, and I'm leaving the computer. So I'm all yours.
You are? Are you pulled over? You have a seat? You sitting down? We were talking about your letter to Cody.
I hope that's a fake echo, man. Otherwise, I owe you one.
We were talking about the letter to Cody.
Well done, Jim. Well done. This is Diana McElroy. We've met a couple times.
Oh, now I got an echo, a real echo.
It's me.
You're not doing that, are you?
No, I'm going to try to fix it.
But we don't have one at our end. So can you work past it?
Yeah, it's like a wicked echo, about 3 second delay, repeating right over itself.
Okay. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Let me check that. Hold on. Yeah.
If I was doing acid, I'd be freaking out.
Oh, dude, I just had a flashback because they didn't tell me we were on a delay. And so I look up at the screen and all of a sudden I'm
You got it
doing-
fixed, by the way.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, good.
There we go.
And I was doing something I had been doing 5 minutes earlier. So creepy.
So what's up?
Jim, where are you speaking to us from?
You mean like what geographic location or what room in the house?
Oh, you're in the house. Okay, that's all. That's were you going to tell me north, east, west, and
Well, if you hear a flushing toilet, I don't know what it is.
that was that
But
weird
it's,
echo.
but it's comfortable sitting here, and I'm very familiar with the room.
Most men are. Most
I
men
do my
are.
best thinking in this seat right here. It has good karma.
Jim, do you know one of the biggest fights I had with my husband when the kids were little was about his time in the bathroom? Isn't that irrational? That's a totally irrational. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've gained like 5 or 6 years of extra time because of Metamucil. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And you look quite swell, so it's working for you.
So, Lefty, you like that third letter?
The third letter's a charm.
Yeah, it's I didn't really expect him to present us with so much rope. He's the kind of guy, I swear, I found out he actually literally at one time painted himself into a corner painting. I would not be surprised. I mean, you asked me last time, what about the next letter if it happens again? And the first thing I said is, he said, what do you do? I said, give him a back door. Now, honestly, I can't remember a lot of what I wrote. It was just too much fun. I'm sorry it took 3 days. I didn't spend that long writing it. I spent that long thinking about it. I've never had such a fun advocacy card to play in my life. And the fun part is I'm doing this for other people as well.
Yeah.
So there is a body of my work going to be available when this is all over. And I'm rather enjoying listening to you read one and then the next one because I seriously don't remember everything I wrote. And
Well, we love the beginning where you said, I don't want to see you. I don't want to meet you. I don't want to have anything pretty much to do with you. Just
what are they
freaking.
going to do? Are they going to insist on meeting me just to be contrarian?
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's exactly. Or to make it a publicity stunt because, They need that. Sorry, I'm asking Lefty for his Wi-Fi.
Okay, first of all, the first letter is short. People like to write their first letters as if they're never going to get another chance to contact that person, which means that they're writing a 3 or 4 page placemat, or something.
You got to get their attention.
And you're giving them the entire woods to hide.
Yes.
If you ask all sorts of stuff, they will answer what they're comfortable with. What I've done is put people, and the others, what they're doing is when they do respond, they spend so much time answering questions you obviously didn't ask. And the reason people will see that in the email trail is the first email's short. There was nowhere to hide, so they just, hid in plain sight and say stupid stuff, or like Dick Cody is doing.
Richard. We like to go with Richard, but we pronunciate it Richard.
No, he signs off Dick.
Oh, he does sign off on Dick.
He calls himself Dick.
He does call himself Dick.
Why would you do that?
That's great.
He'll say, I'm Dick.
He owns it. He just owns it.
Well, he doesn't pause like I do, but I want to pause to give
He's
this
a
person
pause.
the respect it deserves. So anyway, the third one was not short. This third letter was, I swear, I felt like I was on a one-man team of comedy writers for a skit, I mean, there's too much stuff. Remember, Lefty, was the first thing I said to you. It's like the third letter could have started out, now that I've read this resolution, you love me.
I realize now that you love me.
Are you shy?
I realize now that we have something. I didn't realize we had this, but we do.
Yeah, really, I mean, it used to be I could at least always say I don't like Dick. Now I don't know.
All right. Oh, my God. There's a lady in the house.
I had to feed Lefty one anyway.
Playing hard to get with me all these years?
I owe him after all this time. I got to get him a T-ball now and then, Hey, listen, Lefty.
Did you just out yourself? Did you just come out of the closet?
First thing was to dress the part,
Wait, this is... You never know how the conversation's going to pivot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, now I'm trying to not make a joke when I say, and I don't know how to say it because we gave him a back door,
Oh, you had to say that? Really?
Is that for the dick?
Come on, stop it.
Segue back to the actual, that's not a joke. Give me a better way to say it. No, seriously. Oh, his way out. We gave him an escape route.
Okay, there you go. That's better. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sure you'll turn it into something nasty in about 3 seconds.
You did already.
I'm sorry. You
Shocking,
totally are
Jim.
way smarter
Shocking.
than that.
Yeah. Okay.
I like how he plays a straight man all of a sudden. He's like, I don't know.
So the point of the third letter, though, is to give him a way out. An escape route.
Okay, and you know what?
Because
what's your time that you're waiting for a response? What's your time that you expect him to come back and say, "Hey"?
He's already over it. Somebody should have sent a letter back. What you do is you go, "Yes, I'm in receipt of this. I'm sorry for the delay. We'll
But you know what? We're gonna give. Hold on. We're gonna give him grace. Because knowing how offices.
When you say we, you mean you and Lefty, right?
You and yes.
Collectively. This is a collective effort. This is
it
really
all of us.
needs to be a collective effort.
Because listen, you're going to give him grace as well because you're going to say, hey, we're making this public so you have a chance to respond because someone in your office potentially is not giving you the information and now...
Oh, have you read the third letter?
Let's do the third letter. Here, okay. I'll read it, Jim.
You're really kind of paralleling what I actually did.
We're right between here.
Jim, can I tell you what I'm doing?
Yeah, I can't see on the. I'm not by the computer.
Sure. Oh no! I'm giving someone the benefit of a doubt, and that's what everyone deserves. And you're giving.
How many times? Okay, you asked for how long would I wait? How many benefits of the doubt do you give that person, especially when it concerns somebody else's well-being?
This is
your own.
This is the last one right here. This is the last one. This is.
He's used it up.
Yeah, he's used it up after this. Okay, this is great. So, to whoever reads this first at Senator Cody's office. It appears that my last 2 emails have not actually reached the desk of Senator Cody. I say that having just recently become aware of a joint legislative resolution of the New Jersey Senate and General Assembly signed by Senator Cody, Assemblyman McKeon, Assemblyman Jaycee, that was bestowed upon me. The platitudes contained in that joint resolution are not those of a man that would then be ignored by the senator himself. Please see that he reads this email. As you see below, all indications in this sincere joint resolution indicate that Senator Cody should be anxious to seriously listen to what I have to say, considering that he thinks that I have set a standard of excellence and wishes me continued success in all my endeavors. I am now endeavoring to have Senator Cody read this email, help him achieve this sincere best wishes that I have success in this particular endeavor of trying to make sure this reaches his desk.
I'm sorry.
And it's brilliant. It really is. And then you have a
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
You're almost too smart. You're almost too smart. Some intern in his office is going to read that.
Almost.
No, you are too smart.
You are too smart,
You are
Jim.
too smart. Some intern in his office is going to get that letter, not realize that
Straight path.
they're gonna be too stupid to understand the message.
Should I have just said, Senator, you need to throw one of your staff under the bus for this to work? No, but how do you think he's going to read this? A light bulb's going to go off in his little puppy dog-looking head, and it's going to go, hey.
What kind of dog does he have?
I need to. Why didn't you give this to me? I did. Shut up. You're fired.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how it works.
You're right.
No,
You're right.
that is his escape path. So
Has
while I do believe he used everything up already, I did Lefty what I told him I was going to do. I gave him an escape path like no other. But seriously, anybody reading that would be wondering, how did he say all those nice things and wish him success when all he wants is a return freaking email and he's not successful at that because of you? You know, you can't have it both ways.
It's almost like he's being a hypocrite.
Almost, yeah.
Almost.
It's like he's defining hypocrite. It's like that, use hypocrite in a sentence. Okay, how about a quick film of Dick Cody? That'd be better than a film in a sentence.
You want revenge? Put that up in Wikipedia.
But see, this also
Did you hear me?
Oh, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Let's do that.
What?
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, you mean you don't have a Wikipedia page of your own, Lefty?
I don't.
I don't either. No.
Do you?
No. No, you should too, Jim. How come you don't?
No. Cheryl's got one.
Does she?
Yeah.
Somebody else put it up, not me.
Oh. So how does Wikipedia work? Do you have to have a page in order to post? And then, actually, I did hear an NPR story about it. It is really intense. These guys cross-check everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah, sure. Yeah, they're pretty good about that.
They are. I had no idea. I thought it was like a joke thing, a joke website, and then it really isn't. It really is great information.
Yeah, well, it's a good direction. Some of it probably is maintained, to say the least. But So anyway, Lefty, I forgot what I wrote after that. Did you?
You put some of the quotes from the resolution, the joint resolution in here.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Edward Grimes has established a model to emulate and has set a standard of excellence towards which others might strive. As an individual of strong character and uncommon determination, that this legislature commends Edward Grimes, pays tribute to his meritorious record of service, leadership, and commitment, and extends sincere best wishes for continued success in all future endeavors. And that's the quote that I want to use to get this. And this is how it's going to work for us. I want this to work for us. And this is great because this is how it's going to work. We're going to get a meeting with him, maybe me and you or a bunch of us collectively, and talk about home grow and why we need it.
Because I sacrifice tomatoes every year.
That would be the way it should work. And if that ever got proposed, it'd be okay if it was a Zoom meeting because then you have a record of it, a visual record as well.
Do photographs don't work? Photographs or video saying this is taking place right now, because we can make it a live stream event for this webinar.
It's not probably going to happen. They don't want live. That's the reason legislators don't let you record or video anything they ever have with a meeting with you. If you go to their office for a meeting, you're not allowed to record. I mean, you can do it surreptitiously. You can do it where they can't tell.
But you know what they do is they come out and they
Yes,
read
they do.
proclamations. They love that because that's a great PR thing for them.
Okay. Also, Rusty, not to digress, it's actually pertinent that just those emails back and forth with no commentary sent to specific targeted reporters might gain interest in what's going on, because it's kind of hard to believe and it's real fun reading. So if I do that and they enjoy reading what I write plus copies of this, you never know, right?
You're right.
They get a call, Senator, somebody from NewJersey.com calling? Yeah, put them through.
Jim, I have to say, I still have not received a response from my assemblywoman.
Weinstein?
No, Dunn.
Dunn. Oh, Bergen and Dunn. That she would be the assembly person, because it was Senator Bucas, your senator, right?
Right. Yes. Assemblywoman
okay.
Dunn. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why since he already agreed to co-sponsor it, responding to Savvy Jane, whose letter went out like right away because she just jumped on it, and so yours was like, rather than her, and she also sent a follow-up letter asking Bucco to co-sponsor 3582, backtracking to that. He hasn't responded to her yet, which tells me that he's hesitant to do it, which tells me that other senators might be balking at home grow for adults while they do support it for patients, which has been my major worry all along.
So how many have committed openly that they are behind homegrown?
Well, it's really not openly yet, because none of this gets posted. Like if you look at the bill's status, it's holding even because they don't have a quorum. They're not in town doing business. So as soon as they get back in session, Bucco's name will show up.
So when
as well as other names.
So when does their session start?
This is mysterious. It's been moved around. It should have been by now.
Have you noticed that these meetings keep getting pushed back, and like
they're going to go. They're going to go past the election, likely.
Wow.
That's the rumor. Now that
Is
gives
the
us more time
CRC going to do the same thing?
I don't know. It's not my division.
I'm curious. Just like, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So it's just like this. What we have is a puzzle, and the pieces keep changing a little bit, but not once you lock them together. So I am having fun writing the letters as different people, and then knowing that this person already got a letter from somebody else, so you can continue the conversation, and it seems like they're all one person. But I also have knowledge, like when somebody says to a Republican, Senator Bucco's name he's announced he's adding it, and you'll see that when you have a quorum again. Well, it's all legislator talk, so they're thinking, this person, he knows some stuff. They won't put it together that it's all from one person, because that's never happened. So right now we've got 10 districts juggling with me doing all the writing. And the writing isn't the hard part. Keeping it in order and organized is really hard for me, So I'm wasting too much time, but eventually somebody's going to jump on board and say, Jim, I know. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting little notes like I'm a producer myself over here. But no, that's true. Kathy knows enough to come up with a note, so she's on my team. So anyway, it's like this could get more and more interesting as it is, but I'm sorry, I'm getting a little lost here. Was that all that I wrote? Was that the end of it there? That's where we ended it?
Oh, no, then you wrote the letter to Cody. The whole letter, whole couple of 5 paragraphs.
Oh, get on with it then, man. I got some other shit to say.
Well, you gave me some more quotes here about the board of sativacross.org, the nonprofit that advocates for the rights of the disabled vets, homeless citizens, cannabis patients. And then they talked about the State House podcast. I was like, cool. And then, it says that in the resolution. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and it mentions cannabis patients.
Yeah, it's got all of our boxes are checked in this, so this is great. So Senator Cody has checked all of our boxes on this one.
So wait, your podcast is actually part of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I always wondered how you got away with it.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I'm shocked myself. Not they shocked a shock jock. How do you shock a shock jock? Give the shock jock an award. Like, wait, what? For what? For being a jerk? Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Like, wow, cool. Right on.
Well, you know, it's
I'm waiting for mine. I'm waiting for mine.
For being a Richard.
You're very good, Richard. We'll give him an award.
The Richard Award goes to.
Here you go.
Award. Oh,
Your
no.
award.
I get the Richard Award.
You're nothing but a messenger, man. You know, nobody can fault the messenger. That's all you are.
Oh, it's so funny. Do you want me to read your letter now? Okay, here we go. Senator Cody, I want to sincerely thank you for your part in me receiving a joint legislative resolution from the state of New Jersey.
I'm sorry. I'll try. I won't laugh on the phone.
Jim, this is brilliant. This is just I can't tell you how great this is. Validated by you, Senator McKeon, Senator Jacey. I know that you understand the importance of doing whatever it takes to give a voice to vulnerable New Jersey residents. You certainly did what it took to reveal the incompetent hiring practices at the former Marlborough Psychiatric Hospital. We're not so different in our desire to help uncover incompetency where it affects people's physical or mental health. Why are you laughing?
It's fucking brilliant.
I don't know what else to think. Other than my last 2 emails to you must not have reached your desk. The first being sent August 31st. To be clear, all I am asking for you now is that New Jersey registered medical cannabis patients have due legislative process for S3420, where an informational hearing is held so that legislators will have the necessary information from all sides. In order to render a well-informed opinion, rather than a knee-jerk reaction. Knee-jerk reactions should not be a deciding factor in the fate of patients' health. Can we agree on that? Will you help ensure that S3420 is not continued to be blocked from having an informational hearing by majority party leadership? Quote, question mark.
In other words, I know that's not public information, that it's being held up by majority party leadership. All he's got to do is talk to Sweeney Scutari or Governor himself, you know?
Those quotes. Okay.
I'm not naming names. That's why I put leadership in quotes.
Thus far, the standard legislative reason for 3420 not being posted for an informational hearing is that there is no support from leadership. If that is true, please consider that such a lack of support was obviously formed without the benefit of having the qualified informational, both pro and con, that would have been revealed at a committee hearing. I'm obliged to ask, on behalf of all medical cannabis patients, that you confer with your colleague, Senator Singleton, on reasons for you to co-sponsor his bill, S4 3420. It is not unreasonable that patients think legislators should occasionally give each that courtesy. Please respond. You know the importance of avoiding knee-jerk reactions when deciding the fate of people's health. First being as I first approached you about this over a month ago, I would hope that you expedite a reply. Again, thank you for such laudatory recognition contained in the joint resolution, but I would gladly trade that resolution for an informational hearing on S3420. No, I want more than that. But yeah, we'll start with that.
What do you want?
No. That's what you want now, man.
That's what I want now.
When he's taking his bow for what he did for you, you put a knee to his forehead and straighten him the fuck up.
I want him to sign it. Not only look at it, I want him to sign it, and
of course you do.
I don't want him to.
But you don't tell him that because he'll tell you why he might not sign it. Come on.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Trust me, dude.
Yep.
Trust me. I've been through this with myself, and I have scary talk myself in my head.
Yeah, I know.
Way better than you're supposed to be able to have it yourself. Anyway.
Jim, can we play a game for a second? Because I'd like to make this part of our segment. So I'm going to make a noise, and you're going to guess what it is, okay? Or better yet, what it sounds like to you. Hold on one second. I'm going to start from the top.
Again?
Stick the mic right in there. Too.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I learned fancy.
Hold on a second. Let me get my speakers on. I can hear it a little better now.
I love that he's playing along. This is going to be a segment.
All right,
Okay.
here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Go. It sounds like a bong with dirty water in it.
Oh, wow. What?
Wow. Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Really? No. Not
That's what it
anything.
sounds like.
Really?
Well, you got to hear my phone.
Maybe.
But you know what? That's the science behind movie makers. What you hear is not actually what's happening. So, like,
Right.
when you hear tapping, that's someone walking, but all it is like a stick hitting. It's
Yeah.
amazing the science
Yeah.
behind that. My husband and I started playing this game because the other day he was driving home, and I thought he was in gunshots, and it was his back window was open.
Tell me what it is, though.
So it was pistachios being poured into a bowl because this is my munchie hour, and the boys are going to join me. And so
Oh, okay. There's a garbage can right below you here.
I saw that.
So
I was going to
oh,
use
man.
that
You're
or
good.
yeah.
You're good.
Sorry you're not here with us.
Mm.
I always travel with snacks.
Nice.
I'm a snack mom.
So this is a great letter, Jim. I appreciate it that you made me a lot smarter, and thank you.
Well, every time I read, and I've read it a few times, what they wrote for you, it's like they came up and restocked your arsenal of ammunition that you need, and had to leave more outside the door. I mean, there's just so much there.
That's why I gave it to you to do with you, please, because
Oh, that should get your foot through the door. You see, that in itself is what minor some media people are smart enough to understand. It's interesting, especially when the same guy's commending you and wishing you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and then you say, well, this is my endeavors. You answer this freaking question.
answer my email.
So you're wishing me luck in getting in touch with you.
You literally said that a boy. You literally
Yeah.
said that a boy, and then you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's hysterical.
So
Yeah. So anyway,
This is when we need to cue. Isn't it ironic? That
Yes.
song. I can't
Yeah.
sing. Can anyone sing? Chris, can you sing?
no, I thought you could.
Come on. You.
Yeah,
what's
see, you
used
can
to?
sing. You can sing.
Come on.
He
Do
can
you know
sing.
that
No.
song?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, we're
Can you
gonna
rap? Can you rap? Rap battle?
No.
Dude,
me neither.
look at me. That's what we're going to work on because it's the one thing God did not give me was a voice. Like my entire family cries. They're like, please stop, please stop. But if God gave you one, then use it.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gifted and talented when I was younger in choir.
So then God gave you a voice. Why aren't you using it?
I am actually.
Yeah, you're using it right now.
You're going to...
I hear you.
I hear you.
Excuse me. I
You
was
hear me
about
now.
to win a battle and you like totally... I had him.
See, we
I
got
had
rap
him.
battle.
Oh, there's going to be no
It's a
rap
rap battle.
Yeah, maybe we can have a can of rap battle.
Can of rap battle. Get it? Can of rap. Get it?
I get it.
Get it?
I get it.
You guys had a cigar bar, and I missed it.
Yeah.
You had a guy rolling cigars, literally rolling up cigars for people.
We did. And I didn't take a picture of it because...
Oh,
you know why?
Oh my!
I know. I should have.
We need to. How do we get in touch with that guy? We need him at one of our events.
Yeah, but instead of tobacco, can we
It's-
just?
I was going to say...
You're not getting any tobacco.
just joked.
Blunt rolling all day long for that guy.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Yes, that's what I want.
Oh my God! Okay.
That's what we
All
want.
right.
Blunt rolls.
Yeah.
Oh
You mean people weren't giving him pot to roll?
no!
They weren't.
No, that was a nice affair. When adult use comes in,
I rolled up on the table.
I would have rolled up right there with him.
No.
Really? Okay, it was a legit cigar.
Yes.
I missed him.
Because, dude,
Oh,
that
I was going to buy a cigar from him.
was a legit event. Okay?
No, it was. It
Yeah,
was.
that was a. There's no hanky panky. That was a legit.
But couldn't he do that? I think he could legally do that, right?
I think you
Like
can,
I
yeah.
said.
But Diane, I think it's legal for him to do that. It's
Yeah,
not.
sure it is.
Yeah.
Is your name Richard too?
No, Leslie, you talked to state police while marijuana was being sold right in front of them, and you talked to them and they went away. So I'm saying I think we're in a pretty good sphere, even though it hasn't reached
I don't.
final.
I don't know if it
final
was being sold as much as being given away as gifts there.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
think- yeah,
okay. I took the shortcut, but I mean, even they understand what gifting is.
Right, they understood it. The cops. We had a conversation
And that's
about
the
it.
crazy part. They came over and they asked questions.
They wanted to know more, and we explained them at the State House.
It's the whole thing now is.
Did they take one?
They get to do
We
that,
should.
and I got to tell you, most of the state police, minus a couple that we know, they kind of rooting for us. They don't want to mess.
They've been great.
Most of
we're
the cops
seeing guys
I've
that are in
Awesome.
print,
talked
they got
to,
bigger fish to fry.
Not only that, most of them, to be honest, when I've had one-on-ones with them and like honest talk, they would love to be able to utilize. Their bodies are in pain. They turn to alcohol, a lot of them, which is an aggravant, right? It's why so many cop marriages end in divorce. If these cops got to come home, smoke a little, come down, find that equilibrium, right?
That's logic, though.
Yeah, that's logic. I think it would.
Logic is what works on them, though.
I know.
But
I know.
But it does for the people who understand that. Just saying what you're saying,
Yep.
and then them knowing what the situation really is means we have more people on our side. Just that the people we need to understand that do. I mean, it's terms they can understand. But I do expect maybe this year or next, a state trooper named Eric. To be emailing me saying I'm ready because he wants me to get him high the first time he does. And he's up for early retirement. He's going to take it.
Can I be there as well? Because I have a friend. She also is like 40 something, and she wants me to be her first. Because she's
from being a guide.
Yeah.
What was I say, Jim? Last night, I was talking to Gabby, the student journalist.
Oh yeah, she's coming over here Wednesday night.
Yeah, she came over last night, and she asked me a question, and I never really thought about this way. She asked me, "What is there to be done that hasn't been done yet?" And
My dishes.
Concerning cannabis, sounds like a John Lennon song to me. But concerning cannabis,
right? Yeah, like activists. What can we do? And
imagine.
I quickly was like, what haven't we done?
Hunger for patience.
That's what I'm saying. What haven't we done?
That's been on the vine for 10 years.
Yeah, and another thing I told her was you have children dying from illnesses that can help them, or increase their quality of life that passed away. We have older people passing away from illnesses, cancer, and still suffering and still want to get, but they still treat us like potheads. They just give us flour and just to smoke it.
And the worst of it, with what you just said to me, is the amount of opiates it takes to get rid of pain at the end of someone's life renders them useless for communicating, where they could get the synergistic effect of both. I mean, having 20%, 25% of that opiate and cannabis and getting better pain relief, but so their goodbyes are convoluted and something that I wouldn't want to live with baggage like that. And, it's the end of a long story for patients. And I have a new Facebook page I'm about to put up on just right now. It's just a place to pretty much everything we've talked about.
Jim, are you there? Did we lose him?
Did we lose Jim?
I think we did. I had a really profound question.
I think
to
he's
ask him.
still.
Is he here?
We're talking about the
Oh,
after.
Jim, hold on.
Hold on, we're talking about
Hold
the
on.
afterlife, and all of a sudden Jim goes missing.
Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Jim, can you hear us?
Anyway, just saying, patients are
So can I ask you a
out of
question, Jim?
patients, and patients are coming in second to, all other cannabis issues right now.
Jim, can I ask you a personal question? Hold on. May I ask you a personal question? Have you witnessed? Okay, may I? Have you witnessed death on cannabis? have you yourself experienced and witnessed what it's like for the patient when they can say their final thoughts?
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us who that was and when you witnessed it?
That was Cheryl.
I know it was. Can you tell us who she was and her story?
Well, she was my wife, the late great Cheryl Miller, the first real activist on cannabis issues, medically speaking, in New Jersey. And she put herself out there. She suffered publicly. She suffered getting where she needed to be so people could see her suffering and then they could see her feeling better.
What was her ailment?
Multiple sclerosis, primary progressive, steady downhill. And when her MS is opportunistic, if something happens in your life that'll set you back, it'll jump in and take you. And 5 weeks before we got married, her 16-year-old prodigy of a son didn't know enough to think that even though he was staying with permission over at a friend's house without parents home, that who would think a gun in a display case that would be unlocked would have a bullet in it? Well, he didn't, so he took it out, was playing around, ended up shooting himself in the head, and he died right away.
So her trauma brought out...
Cheryl, yeah, I'm just saying that her health went downhill between then and 5 weeks later when we got married, frighteningly, you know. So anyway, starting at that
you
point,
just taught me something because, you just taught me that trauma can bring on huge waves of emotional... I had a friend of mine who experienced great trauma, and it brought on huge, like, emotional and physical effects. And I think we don't talk about that enough. And the fact that you're making that part of her story is really, really important. Because
know that it worked. Cheryl obeyed all the laws. She didn't smoke cannabis. I was about to marry someone who never smoked cannabis. More for me. What's to argue, you know?
Yeah.
And that she lost a daughter suddenly to a car accident in 1999. She did use cannabis then, and it helped with the grieving process. It helped with, so many things, and it helped. Oddly enough, it's not always the patient. It helped me at the end. It helped me when she died. I was there. Yep. I had the ability to sneak out and have puffs. It made it serene and beautiful rather than painful and crying. Anyway, yeah, it works for everybody. I mean, don't kid yourself. People who are caretakers to people who have a tough time, they need it too.
You're not kidding. Sorry, I'm crying.
It's okay. I mean, I'm sorry you are too, but it's something, it should be the emotion, When I had to do certain things with her that weren't exactly pleasant, as a healthcare, I'd have to be healthcare Jim, not husband Jim. Yeah, I would get her little tray out like they have a food tray at a hospital, and I'd put everything I needed on it to get her changed, and it wasn't going to be pretty because she can't move, and, things happen. But to do this, I'd get my bowl out, and I'd fill it, and I'd plant my feet like about 1.5 feet apart, like our Arsenio Hall used to do at the beginning of the show, and I'd stand like that, and I'd take a toke, and she'd start to smile, because I wouldn't be talking to her. And I'd take, like, maybe the third one, and I go, oh, no. And then I would take the fourth one, and I'd take a big toke, and I'd turn around, snap the gloves on, hit the button for the cassette player. Leonard Skinner would come on, and I'd go, I'm going! And all was well. That was cannabis that did that. That was cannabis that allowed me to be a caregiver. Yeah.
Your story is just as important as Cheryl's. Like your experience, because you were left with the trauma. She got to pass to the next level of no pain, no suffering.
Yeah. Well, what she got also, though, is she got when she came out of the Crown Plaza Hotel in Washington, D.C. on March 31st.
What year was that?
1998, March 31st. She'd just been arrested for eating marijuana in a congressman's office the day before. And the first woman walking by her in a nice little business attire looked over and went, "Stop! I saw you on television last night. Good for you." And went, and yes, Cheryl had a
She died
prideful
a
look, prideful
badass.
look on her. Yeah. Well, not to mention, as we were going out, leaving, the desk person said, "Oh, Mr. Miller, we have 6 extra copies of the USA Today if you want. Your wife's on page 6 or whatever." Yeah. So anyway, she got that, and I'll just leave you real quick with the sentiment that it's as pristine a sentiment as could be. When we first found it worked for her, I read something, a reprint from the Journal of American Medical Association, that marijuana may lessen MS spasticity. It was printed in 1979. 4 years before I met Cheryl. If I had known that, we would have found release sooner. I didn't know. Yeah. And
is it one of?
Well, when it worked the first time, it was like, instead of being like uncooked spaghetti stiff, her body was like cooked spaghetti, just because of that, like a pill, you know. It was a salad dressing, and when it worked, I said to her, "We can do this quiet or we can do it loud." She looked at me quizzically, like she didn't understand the options. I said, "Look, you know, we can tell everybody we can about it, or we can take care of you quietly, you know." Yeah. And she said, "Don't you wish you'd known sooner, or don't you wish we'd known sooner?" And I said, "Well, yeah." She said, "Well, we shouldn't want somebody to have done something else we're not willing to do for somebody else, so we should tell everybody." And it was prime logic, you know. And yeah, she reminded me at the end, about 4 days before she died, when we were having a talk, and I told her she's about to die. It's a tough conversation, and we had that, and I told her, "Look, I'm a tired advocate. You know I'm not tireless. I hate being called that. No offense to anybody, but I hate that because I'm really fucking tired." And I told her that, and I said, "I don't know if I can keep doing this." And this is when she was supposed to say, "I understand, honey," but she's going, "Oh, you have to."
You know what? She gave you a fucking purpose. That's what a wife's job is, to keep you moving.
She said the same thing, almost exactly, not quite, but paraphrasing it again. She said, there are still people that don't know. There are still people who don't understand, and we shouldn't want somebody to have done something for us a long time ago that you can still do for somebody now. You know, so the deal was, okay, I'll ask myself, if you were still with me, would you take part? And if the answer is yes, I will take part. That's what I do.
So did you, in essence, you felt like that conversation was a promise to her to keep fighting?
It was. And you know, I'm releasing myself of that promise at the end of this legislative session, whether we get home or not, because that's what she would have wanted. I'm done. I've given everybody all the roadmap I have.
And you know what? And you did it. And you said you're opening a Facebook page where you're putting all your information so people can understand what it's taken.
To get this bill of hearing, it's strictly about that. It's patients out of patients. Oh, by the way, I think it's a proper acronym, since right now patients are considered number 2 to so many things, that patients out of patients, the acronym's POOP, P-O-O-P, patients out of patients, New Jersey POOP.
That's great. Poops. It's so fitting. So fitting.
Okay, so I have a very selfish question I'm going to ask you off the air, because my husband had fusion surgery. And his insurance will not cover an MRI. 6 years ago, he's starting to lose mobility. Because they call it a pre-existing condition. Aren't all of our fucking conditions pre-existing? Like,
well, yeah, to some degree they are.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
like,
I mean, you know, does this run in your family? What are you trying to make it a pre-existing condition?
That's exactly, and that's one of the reasons I won't go for like the gene test. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'll explain later. But yeah, it's just, it really is crazy to think that they're not going to cover something that's needed for someone who could go downhill. You know, like your wife. Your wife. If we had known that cannabis could make her body react that way and give her that elasticity, insurance should cover it. They should.
I could give you an hour on the fight with the MS Society that we went through. The MS Society, National MS Society. Oh man, we were a thorn in their ass. You see that picture of Cheryl in the leading the parade down Fifth Avenue in 1997, Cures Not Wars parade, medical marijuana. You know, she's leading, pushing it right down there. Her big sign was the MS Society's Dr. Reingold lies about medical marijuana. All right. Oh yeah, and then we went to their office at 733 Third Avenue to try to leave the sign there as a present for him, and they wouldn't let us leave it in the lobby, and he wouldn't come down from his office. He was there, he wouldn't come down. Anyway, that's a whole other thing, you know. Oh, you're great with it now. Hey. Oh, I'm going back. You know, when I say I'm retiring, yeah, this is when I go back for apologies.
Yes. Yes.
I'm serious. The MS Society, you think they get to walk around?
No.
Listen, when I asked them as Cheryl's caregiver in 1990 or 91 to get me information about this, they also sent me something that included a survey of death row inmates on New York that said 60-some% of them said marijuana played a part in their crime. That's what they sent me when I asked for information. And they also accidentally sent me a memorandum that was to be sent to all the chapter offices, and I got a copy about how to handle questions about marijuana and MS. This, while the British MS Society and the Canadian MS Society were already on the job. Yeah. No, they don't get to do that. I go, but we handed out information at their walks, every walk they did for like years. As a matter of fact, I was the last place she ever was outside was at the MS walk 6 weeks before she died.
Didn't they ban you?
What's that?
Didn't they ban you?
Oh, man. I'll tell you, I got to reach down for some of that charity concept and say, I don't, you know, and, you know, we kind of held them.
Are you
we held them
angry?
hostage.
Are you angry? Like, what's your overall emotions now?
With that, I don't think it's like normal anger. It's not like anger. It's so slow and simmering. It's a duty.
Yeah.
You know, it's like being a gatekeeper, a proper gatekeeper.
Are you feeling the drum? Are you feeling like
which way went through the gate? They have some apologizing to do, and they should take part in something cannabis related with the MS Society and patients.
Hey,
but they haven't.
Jim,
You ever see an MS Society cannabis event? No.
Jim, let's come up with what are the Australians? No, help me here. The New Zealanders, they do that dance before
the
they
haka.
go. The haka. Let's come up with a cannabis haka before we go.
I've been saying this for years.
Fuck you. It's my idea. I said it first.
I can rewind the tape and find it.
You won't find it.
Let's go out
Let's
jogging
do it. Let's do it.
afterwards. I can't do that either.
Promise me we're gonna do
Yes,
it.
we're gonna do it.
I want that.
We're
I
gonna
want
do
that
it.
more than
Yes.
anything
You know
right
what?
now.
After the
know.
legislative session is over,
We
I'm
can
open.
start now. We're gonna get his voice. We're gonna get him loud.
yeah.
Jim,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a form of therapy for
together.
you.
Let me throw this out there.
Yes.
In conjunction with doing that, would you help me find a few people to take part in what I'm doing?
Tell me what
Because
you're
that's-
doing.
that's-
Tell me what you need. Tell me who you're
Take
what you're looking.
5 minutes people's time at whatever. I need to know what town they live in and whether or not they are a patient. It helps to know the first and last name just because I write a letter for them to send to their senator, an appropriate one. So basically what I'm asking them to do is to trust me. It's already working. Savvy Jane had fun with a Republican. That's opening some doors, all that.
Okay.
What they get to do is I write the first letter. I email it to them. They copy and paste it into an email to their legislator. Email it, the email address I give them, you know, the name, the salary, all that. Yeah, that's it.
You know what?
You know, and Savvy Jane, when I said it takes 5 minutes, right? She looked surprising. Well, it didn't take 2 minutes.
I know some doctors who have great Rolex of patients, and I will approach them myself and say, would you be willing, read the letter. If you agree with it in principle, then take a stand. I will put these doctors to task. No, because you know what? I can't get the patient information. Dispensaries aren't going to give it out because they're confined. But if we bring it to the medical community and say, Hey, medical community, tune in because we need you.
That's one prong, but I found what actually, and that will make it hard for anybody if they do discuss it to discuss against it. But I find what works is holding them up to public scrutiny that they're aware of what they're afraid of, is finding out what happened to Senator Gopal. I mean, I had this thing going on letpatientsgrowNJ.com because I worked out the first. Petition for it with Joanne, and we got this together as a place to put email trails. I was doing this then. The same thing we're doing now. Same exact thing I'm talking to now. I would help with that, or they could simply write, the best they could and get off a letter. So anyway, Jeff King had two that Senator Gopal hadn't answered, and he was on Gopal's Facebook page, tapping his fingers or something. And, a suggestion or two. And Senator Gopal, in front of everybody else on that page in that thread for them to read, said, listen, instead of trolling me here on my Facebook page, why don't you hit me up at the office legit and we can talk about this? To which Jeff King wrote back, Jim Miller told me this would probably happen. That's why I have the last two emails he didn't answer posted on letpatientsgrowNJ.com. Yes, he got right back to Jeff after that, because the first thing he did is check it out and see how terrible that sounded, him accusing him of trolling him when basically he was being ignored.
Okay.
Yada, 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 yada. He wrote the medical marijuana bills and is the leader of the home grow movement.
Yes.
He's begging for help from people who aren't helping.
Yes.
They're going on Facebook going, wah, 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 wah. And they're not getting in touch with his office and saying, how can we help? Because he asked people to get in touch. He gave a phone number, gave an email, everything. And he took out basically an ad in Hetty, New Jersey, pretty much under the guise of a letter to the editor or an op-ed. But it included that, So we got everything we want, and people just think that being on Facebook is advocating, and that's good enough, and it's not. And I know this because I got 10 people helping me out right now, not 40, not 50.
Okay, so help me with this, okay? I see the concept.
I just need...
Hold on.
Sorry, it doesn't have to be anybody important. It could be somebody.
It doesn't
could
have
be
to
a
be.
dead person that has
But listen,
a Facebook account.
there are doctors who believe in this so strongly, and have lived their entire lives fighting this fight. And we ask them, you guys might be useless for this. I'm always looking for references. My husband's like my interpreter. There's a movie where a girl writes to Dear Santa, or she writes to the editor of the newspaper. It's not the Christmas Story. It's a new version of it, saying, is there a Santa? And all these people come back and respond, yes, there is. We write to the doctors, Dear Doctor, does medical cannabis really work? Please tell your patients why and why they need to reach out to their congressman or their senator, because it has to come from someone they trust. No offense, Jim, but it took me a couple times to really feel, and I'm sure you felt the same way about me too. Who are you? People tend to trust their doctors, and especially if they have a relationship. There's doctors who really have a relationship with their patients.
I got to say, you're right, but...
Oh, I love hearing that. Say it again. I'm a wife.
No,
You're right,
don't
bud.
know. Okay, we don't know what their job is like for them. We don't know the deals they have to make and why. That makes sense to them. And when you find out, it's like, well, that sucks. Yeah, but that's how it goes, Jim. If I want to keep this committee assignment, I can't do that. If I don't do, it's like a whack-a-mole. They got to like keep everything balanced.
You think the doctors have to do this?
The first person that stuck by Cheryl was in 1990, maybe two, when he first prescribed Marinol, which was off-label at the time, and nobody knew that it might work for MS. It worked on her pain well, but it was disorientating. The point is when he looked it up in the pharmacopoeia that there was nothing else that would work, and that this was possible. He recommended it to her, and he told us then, if anybody asks, I would say that I would recommend marijuana for you if it was legal for me to do so. That man was Dr. Anthony Lombardino, at the time head of neurology of what was then Paul Kimball Hospital. I had that as my going-in backer. It didn't matter. I had to push a wheelchair across the state to get media attention.
Okay,
You know,
so doctor,
having the head of neurology didn't help then.
Okay, head of neurology. What was his name?
Dr. Anthony Lombardino. Yeah, Lombardino.
Okay.
Yeah, ask him about Cheryl. But he'll remember that. And what he liked is he looked at her one time we came in, and he walks into the room and he looks at Cheryl and he goes, "So I think you've had your green butter, haven't you?" And she smiled like, "Yeah."
Can I?
Because you know how
Was
I
she
can
able
tell,
to? Was she
you
able
know
to
how we could
speak?
tell? What?
Was,
Yeah, but not real lot.
did the
she
MS
missed-
take that away from her?
Yeah, well, it's brain lesions. It's hard for thinking. You know, it's a little harder to line things up. You don't want compound sentences or with long questions. She won't, why did you go? And if so, why not?
Yeah.
Too late. If so, can't get both of them in there. That's why I was generally the one who did her speaking for her. But I loved the way she ended the 28-minute mini documentary Pete Christopher made. I know Lefty likes that too. The last part was
I
her
have not
having,
seen the documentary. Where can I
having-
watch it?
Lefty probably tell you where to get that. It's all over. I could probably find a quick link to it somewhere.
Would you?
It was done well, but without spoiling the end.
Can I message
At the
you
end,
my?
he asked,
Yep. Go ahead.
he asked Cheryl how you said about legislators and all that, and basically her last line was, he says, but how should they really disappointed her? And she said something like, most of them, they're just liars. And it was so matter of fact. It wasn't an accusation. It wasn't with venom. She didn't have a mean bone in her body. She was like All in Family's Edith Bunker, where she was.
Edith.
Well, she was just so genuine. It was just,
Liars.
Yeah, and so she had no problems with that. I mean, I love the picture. She likes sitting on Holsapfel's front lawn with the traffic buzzing by and cars honking because she had a sign that said Assemblyman Wolf and Holsapfel and Senator Cecil are medical marijuana cowards and liars, and sit there with a big sign like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have pictures of all of this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, not for nothing, but Nick Mellis, who board member of CMNJ, but also doing a lot of his own video work at Princeton TV, is going to have me in for an interview. And I said, yeah, I can go. I'm really busy though. Like, what exactly, direction are we going to do this in? And he goes, well, I just want to talk about Cheryl and you and what you did. I'm there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. So he'll get something done good.
Do you know what you're wearing? Because this is what I ask Lefty all the time now. Do you know what you're wearing? And I know I sound silly, but
no, I'm probably going to wear a jacket without a tie, open collar.
Okay, all right. Because do you
Nice
mind that
dress
I
shirt.
ask? Yeah, you guys are on this voyage to write history, and I want history to remember you guys in a certain way.
Yeah.
I want history to take you guys very seriously, and really understand what you brought to the table.
I'm going to need to get an award like Lefty then, because right now I'm riding his coattails.
No.
No, man.
Oh my God! You gave him street cred, and now he's a fancy.
Yeah.
Now
yeah,
he's
no,
do the hair. Do the diva hair.
You understand, Jim and Cheryl.
What I gave him was, we talked about this right from the beginning of the podcast and before. It was like, when I say critique, it was more of a post-mortem in a good way. Like anybody should do after any event. What was good, what was bad, what could have been better,
Sure.
right when it's fresh. And it would be the visual presentation, depending upon what you want to do. You can do a podcast however you want, but when you go into that building there to see somebody, you got to you got to sneak up on them. You know, you can't like
100%.
wave a red flag and snort at them and run down with them, run them towards.
Are you
your
saying
head.
Lefty kind of looks like a bull when he walks into a
Yeah,
place?
well, he kind of looks like that. You wouldn't get in trouble for dismissing him based on his looks.
You know what's so
And his
funny?
attitude.
That's exactly
Yeah, no,
exactly
that's
what I said to him. And you
no
want
downside.
yes.
Then he showed up in that one time, and I knew he'd turned this huge corner when I saw the video of you, Lefty, going to a municipal meeting somewhere, and you had like this long overcoat, Wyatt Earp looking jacket on.
Yeah, it looked like a Western,
Freaking-
out of a Western.
right, yeah, and a tie and nice shirt under it. You know, it
Yeah.
was like the perfect medium. A little
Because-
bit of a rebel, but I'm on your turf. I'm dressing.
And
in
that's
the
coming from a guy who has
home
a wooden tie. A tie made out of wood that moves. That actually, it's like
Yeah, well,
it's
you
the
know.
coolest tie ever. It really
You
is.
have to bring it to the next
Yeah.
time we see each
Yeah,
other.
well, it's sectioned with like a bolo tie like looking thing going through the middle
Yeah.
of it.
It
So
could
it's
almost
like-
roll
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So cool.
So it moves. It's not like
I'm
a big long stick.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
picturing like those bridges, like almost the expansion bridges
Yeah,
in
like
Japan.
that, like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's super
Yeah,
cool.
So basically, if I move my body quick, it makes a clacking sound. 'cause
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
wait.
It's great.
One of these days, play it
You
for
could
us.
look it up. Yeah.
Play it for us, but don't tell us what it
Yeah.
is.
Play. Here's a sound for you guys. What is this?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah, because that sounds like it would make an amazing sound.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, what it makes a sound like if I turn around and reach up where somebody, like getting coffee at a 7-Eleven or something or wherever, there's other people, and it's quiet. I do that, and I turn around, and I shake my head like that, only I shake the tie, too, because it sounds like my head's a ravel, you know? Then I turn around, and they don't know where it came from.
That's hysterical. I love
Oh,
that.
you want to do something? Okay, I'll leave you with this because
Okay.
it is a little sidebar, but it's fun if you need a laugh. And you're having a cup of coffee and you're sitting at a diner and you got those creamer cups, especially the best ones. What happens is you put one under your hand
Okay.
and you talk about your stiff neck, and then you push it to the side at the same time you crush it, and it sounds like a loud crack of a neck.
Oh.
I've gotten people 3 tables away to go, whoa!
But let me ask you a question. You have to do it empty, I'm assuming, right? That was a Polish
that?
blonde. It has to be empty when you're doing it, right? That was a Polish blonde question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You don't want to have a faux pas like that, you know.
I had a visual
Especially
of
if it-
all this milk
Well,
splattering
well,
across
Oh.
it.
That's when you're sitting. If you're at a 7-Eleven or a Wawa, you take 1 or 2 and put them under your armpit, and then you move that in while you're doing your head, and they can see both your hands, and you'll hear the crack, and
Oh.
they will think you cracked your neck, you know.
Can I that actually gave me the heebie-jeebies because, like I mentioned, my husband's neck is fused, so
Ouch.
I'm gonna teach him to do that, and especially for my girls, they're gonna shit themselves.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you could help them. Just say, you know, here, let me massage your neck, and then
Have
take
him
that out
cry
with
at the
your
same-
hand and-
So my girls and I practice all the time the perfection of slapping and going ouch. Because if you do it on right, you got to do the hand.
Well, yeah.
Can I do it to you?
Yeah.
All right, ready? When I hit your hand, you cry ouch.
Well,
Ah,
I don't get that one.
you don't.
oh
get
yeah,
that one?
and
I was slapped as
now-
a kid. I don't slap my kids, but I
Oh.
love like the like. Are you listening?
Oh, you got to
Yeah.
do it like here.
please tell me somebody else here has either done or seen, like, I have no problem putting on a mask. My day goes fine wherever
Yeah.
I need to be like that. So when I'm like in, say, when there was really long lines at like Curaleaf, and I'd be inside and there'd be like 30 people there on a little snake line, and I have my mask on, I'd go, homegrown now, homegrown, and I'd look at the person next to me quizzically because he can't see my mouth moving. I got a mask on. And then I look quick to the person behind me, and we all start looking around, Homegrown now! You know what hasn't happened? Nobody else has started doing it with me. That was always the goal. We could all be looking around not knowing. I'm always on duty. I can't help it. I just can't help it. I've been accused of making everything a game, and then I thought, that's not an accusation. That's envy.
It is because you know what? Then you're like me. I like to whistle while I work. I could get a lot of shit done, but if you make it fun for me, I'll get even more done. Yep.
Well, you want to have some fun if you're a good whistler and you're ever in a parking garage with that really good echo like most casinos have and there are other people around, whistle the theme song to the Woody Woodpecker cartoon because it really echoes and it's fun and
Can
nobody
you do
can
it?
really tell.
Can you do it?
It's like,
I can't whistle.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Wow.
Can
can't
I
do
tell
that.
you?
and I promised the last thing. I was sitting there in line with cars because everybody's going to a concert at a casino and we're in the parking garage and it's taken a long time to get up to where you got to pay to get in. So for me, back when I was a kid, if you wanted to find somebody on the beach or surfing, it'd be really loud, you know. I mean, you'd get good at it and you could hear it for a long way, but the echo in a parking garage is fantastic. So I set that out and then I do it again, and then it's quiet for about 3 minutes, and I went up and I was whatever to get in or getting a ticket, I guess. And I said, in all seriousness to the woman, I said, "Hey, listen, I don't know who it is, but somebody out there is going," and then real loud, I kind of looked like mad at the person behind me. I went, I think it's him. You know, she didn't know, like,
So-
you're not wearing a clown outfit, sir.
I embarrass my kids all the time because I could do an incredible crow. And
Really?
if we get a bird, like a flock of birds in our backyard, I have a 45-pound dog. He's kind of scrappy and muscular, but he's still not the 90-pound dog I used to have. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid that an animal might mistake him and come down. So I will speak to the birds, and I'll let you hear it. I don't know if it'll come out on the microphone. Ready?
That's pretty good.
And do you know
Whoa.
they actually come back at me, and we'll have a
No,
conversation, and then they
yeah.
fly away. And if I do it
that-
more aggressively,
Yeah.
like they fly
yeah.
further. I love it.
Yeah.
Chris thinks
That's
I'm
the talent.
batshit crazy.
Well, oh, that's good. Yeah.
Was that me? No.
Yeah, that's real good, especially like if it was outdoors, it would have that actor, you know. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wait, is that me?
That's pretty good.
Can you give that to me? My family can use it as the ringer when I call.
Somebody just tuned in right then, probably while you're, what the podcast is on. What the fuck's going on? What are they podcasting? Where are they? They're out in the fucking, solarium somewhere? What's going on?
That shit's hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, well,
Well, Jim, before you go, I got a question. Did you see Leo Bridgewater? He got a 40-foot putt at the event. He hit a 40-foot putt.
What? Say it again?
Yeah, Leo Bridgewater hit, right? It was a 40-foot putt. 40-foot putt. Amazing.
So I will also
Really?
say, I'm not allowed to tell the story, but he
where'd he
pays
do
up
that?
his debts. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
That there's a funny story. Ask him about it. I'm not
okay.
allowed to tell
He
his
does.
story. He does.
Leo's
What
the
are you talking
best.
about putts,
Yes.
40-foot putt? Where? Down the sidewalk? What?
At the Forsgate,
Really?
hole number
Well,
6 or something.
on one part of me wants to say, way to go, Leo, and part of me wants to say the ball's got to be somewhere, the hole's got to be somewhere,
That's right.
I got a really great picture of him actually hitting the ball.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes, good shot.
Thank you.
So, Jim, have you ever golfed?
Oh,
I got him.
What happened?
Got him. I gotta hang up on him. He's talking too much.
Holy shit, that was so harsh. Dick, if you ever do that to me, I know where you live.
Only if I like you, I'll do that to you. He knows. Jim knows.
Wow.
Yeah, I got him. I love when I get him in a word too. He's like, duh. He was answering my question.
What
I
a
got
dick
him.
move. I'm going to do it to people.
Richard.
What a Richard move.
The annual Richard Award goes
my
to.
And you got to do a screenshot of the worst faces. Wow. Wow.
Jim, have you ever golfed before? Well, what a dumb question. I'm like, he asking me these random questions. Of course.
What are you wearing?
Oh man.
That's gotta be our next one.
Jim, what are you wearing? Well, I'm wearing khaki.
No, I'm gonna ask it in the voice. What are you wearing? They're gonna come in all like, well. Oh God.
Wow.
All right.
Funny.
When does this end?
All right, it gets sad now.
Oh, why?
Now it gets sad. Well, you want to know why? Well, all right, hold on 1 second. I'll tell you why. First, I want to thank our sponsors, cmmnj.org, Magical Butter, sativacross.org, UFCW Local 152, jacksonstorms.com, Our Local Ass, oprahmachine.com, and Pure Puff Lifestyle Shop.
Thank you.
Thank you all. We have a list here that we go through, and I have pictures that I put up now from here. And this is Cheryl Miller right here with, is that Bob Barr?
Oh,
I think that's Bob Barr.
thank you for putting those up.
So we have a list at the end of our show here. And Cheryl starts our list. And then we have little Sabina Rose. She died from a 25-hour seizure from epilepsy, waiting for her cannabis card in the mail. They made her go through so many hoops, jump through all the hoops to get her card. She was 15 months old. She spent months going to a psychiatrist because at the time, one of the qualifications, you had to go to a shrink, a psychiatrist.
She's 15 months old.
She's a year old at that point. What's a year-old baby going to tell you, or you're going to tell anyone? Why was that part of the equation? But it took months away from her time that she needed desperately. So, and that was during the Christie administration and the over-regulation during his. So she waited for her card, and she never got it. Came 2 weeks after she died. Terrible. And you're stuck in a hard place there because do you give your kid cannabis and risk them taking your child away because you're doing something illegal? Because at the time, they would just come take your child away and kill the child.
This was what I told you happened to me last night. Someone asked me, a cancer patient asked me for cannabis. What is the law? What is the law if I hand you? It's such a scary option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You can gift up to an ounce now, but at the time.
And I did not know that, so I appreciate the education because we started off with that. Every day is a learning day. Every day is a day to take away something to make myself more useful in the community.
This is Diane Ripatella. She had ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. Marie, Pennsylvania. Joan Ford. Randy Robertson. He had the Whipple procedure. They gave him the Whipple procedure. You know what that is?
I don't.
That's when he had cancer, and that's when they take all of your organs out, every one of your organs out, pretty much everything, and it costs a lot of money.
Why did
It's a thing that they do when you have cancer.
And how do you?
And you don't really live after that, but he lived, and they did that before they gave him cannabis. They should have given him cannabis before the Whipple procedure, but no, they said, okay, after he had the Whipple procedure, they said, okay, now he tried cannabis, and it helped him. Oh, this tastes good. What is this? What is this?
Diamond.
Diamond?
The diamond.
Oh, diamonds.
It has a very clove smell to it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I smell. I'm not smoking it, so my other senses are really in tune. And someone's gonna come back, clap back, and go, "There's no damn clove in that." Maybe pine needles.
Maybe. Yeah, piney maybe.
So good.
Yeah. You guys are teaching me about the terpenes.
I didn't pack
But here's the problem, I think, with terpenes. Everyone's sense, I think it's like sound. We all associate it with a different food, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. So, yeah, Randy was from Pennsylvania, and he could not get cannabis. And his friend gave him some cannabis. I should play his if I could find it. I don't know if I can find it. I never can find it when I look for it. But let me see if I can look for it real quick. I should have it ready. It's a video of Randy Robertson, but by somebody else. He's at a podium and he's. No, I don't know where it is. I'll cue it up for next week.
Do that.
Bill Buckman. He was an attorney that fought for civil rights on the turnpike. They were they were pulling over black people more than anybody else, and he fought for the rights of black people on the Jersey Turnpike, and they stopped racial profiling on the turnpike because of Bill Buckman. So, thank you, Bill Buckman. Chad had brain cancer, and when Chad was diagnosed with brain cancer, his father killed himself, leaving Iris to take care of Chad all by herself. And she knew nothing about cannabis. She just got him his card, and he was using it to smoke, but he really needed more. So we gave her a magical butter machine, helped her to make some oil, and got her some Fico, because people don't understand how to make this medicine. You're just thrown into this situation. Poor Iris, she was just thrown into this. She didn't know, and she just wants to help her son. And it was very sad because she reached out for help. And we helped her as much as we could. But he wound up passing away after a while. But he had a quality of life and a little bit of relief while he was on the oils and Fico. He needed Fico years before he was... These dispensaries should have had him on Fico.
I don't know what Fico is, and I'm admitting my ignorance.
It's fully extract cannabis oil, and that's what people use for cancer. So what Jeff Oakes used for cancer.
Is it the... I'm so sorry.
It's RSO. It's like RSO.
Okay.
And you take like
I didn't know that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
You take a gram a day for 90 days, and it's supposed to cure, or at least put in remission your cancer.
Wow.
And I've seen it work, but it was too far.
Is it the tar? Is it the like when
Yeah.
yeah?
It's very and
Wow.
it's really strong, and it knocks you out. Like you're out.
So are you almost going into a self-induced coma because you're trying to knock out the cancer?
Your body's relaxing and rebuilding itself. That's what's happening there.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Why aren't they testing this stuff?
Yeah.
Why aren't they putting people instead of, especially patients who choose not to go through chemo and radiation? Because there are people like that.
This is Jeremy, Joanne's husband. He grew some really beautiful weed. Troy, Russ Perry, Roger Barber came to the State House. Obviously, he's there, and he fought for his rights. He fought for his daughter to be able to use cannabis in school, for the nurses to administer the cannabis in school.
What was she suffering from?
She had epilepsy.
Did it help her?
Yes.
Was she able to be, quote unquote, normal when she was on cannabis? When she had a treatment?
She needs a lot of help, but she was.
It was able to
very,
relax.
yes.
Yes. It was able to take away the traumas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids self-harm themselves.
Yeah.
And they hit themselves. And they
Yeah.
And cannabis will calm
Just
them
relax,
down.
yeah.
It's and I've seen it. I've seen it where they do it on their feet. I've seen they put oil on their feet and it works.
Wow.
And their belly button too. I've seen the belly button. I've used the belly button method, but the feet, they swear by it.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
Well, when we were kids, we would put Noxzema. Was it not? Wait, Noxzema was for your face. What was the stuff that's not really minty? And it was like a
Vicks.
Vicks. Thank you.
Vicks.
On your feet?
Yeah, on your
Yeah.
feet. You would put it on
Oh.
your chest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because your feet absorb a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, they say like the hands too.
Yeah.
It was definitely not Noxzema. Okay, so don't try that at home.
Noxzema. Don't try any of this at home. Don't listen to us. We're not doctors or anything. This is my friend Jay. He called me a few weeks before he died. He said, Lefty, I want to get on a medical cannabis program. I've been on dope for years, and I'm pills, and I'm trying to get off this stuff. I saw how you got off all the opiates and other people, and I want to get off, and I want to get on a program. And I gave him the list of all the stuff you had to go through and all the hoops you had to jump through and all this stuff. And it was just too much money and too much time that he didn't have, because it was easier for him to go get a dime bag of heroin on the corner. And that's what happened. He wound up killing himself with heroin. And I have regret, because I just should have went there and just smoked with him and gave him some weed. But at the time, I didn't have weed much, and I should have smoked with him. No, but yeah, that's a regret I have. This is Ella. She came to the State House. She had brain cancer, and she used cannabis, and it helped her a lot. Very helpful. That's Hattie. That's my grandma. I used to bring her a vape bag, filled with cannabis. And say, okay, Gram, we're going to test your breathing today. And she'd be like, okay. And she'd be, oh, this is great, okay. And then every day I would come, and when I wasn't quick enough with the bag, she'd be like, Edward, aren't we going to test my breathing today? Like, she would look forward to it because she knew that bag was giving her some kind of relief, and she knew it. She knew. I didn't have to tell her. And I wasn't trying to hurt her. She knew. She was suffering.
How old was she?
Well, she was in her 90s. She was,
And what was she suffering from?
She had a toe infection was what killed her. Little toe infection, yeah.
It could get, if it gets in your bloodstream,
yeah. That's what happened. And, I won't get into it, but there was decisions made without my knowledge. And that's what killed her, actually, because I was taking care of her at the time. So we won't go into that, though.
I'm sorry.
This is Jake Honig. They passed a law for this kid, and they still don't have home delivery. Still waiting.
And his name is the one that's brought up by every legislator.
Yes. Well,
every single.
Where is all the things in Jake's law?
Yep.
This boy told the doctor, he's like, hey, I don't want a chair. I don't want you to wheel me into that operating room. I want to walk. And he walked into that operating room, and he crawled up on the table, and he stood in that table, and he said, Doc, I want you to fix me. Brave kid. That's why this list sucks. It's very sad, and it's very long. It's very hurtful and helpful and hopeful. But, yeah, it's hurtful. Hurtful as F.
Don't you wonder how many people have their own list of people that they know,
Mm-hmm.
people that they know that it's helped, people that they know that it's still helping, and they're not willing to talk about it openly because of the stigma. They're not willing to say, hey, my kid had cancer, and I gave my child cannabis, and cannabis was the only thing that took away the trauma and the pain that they were in. But we're keeping people from feeling relief. And I think it's funny, until everyone has someone, 7 degrees of separation, until everyone has someone that's spoken about it, we're not going to get away from it. And that's exactly what Ricky Williams said. You have to openly tell your story, and you have to openly mention how you've seen it help. It doesn't have to be your story. It's a story you heard. It's a story that, you've been involved with, a story that you watched. You talk about your story constantly because it keeps the movement, it keeps the conversation going, Your accident was like the best and worst thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how it gave you purpose, but sorry about all the pain.
Yeah, it's for me the pain is pain is pain, Like I've learned how to manage with the pain and deal with the pain. But
does the cannabis help? Like, do you feel when you medicate, do you feel an immediate relaxation? Do you feel an immediate pain relief?
Yes, more to the point where this is what one doctor told me. If I can go to sleep and be fine and be realize where I am and aware, then you definitely know it works for you, and then that's the whole point to it. It does relax me. And I don't know if it does, it does take my pain away, or it numbs it down to where it's not as intense, to a point where it just, most of the time I use indicas so I can go to sleep, so, and that's the thing. If you can go to sleep, your pain is fine to the point where you can rest.
Yep. Managing it, right? It's about managing it sometimes.
This is Armando. He died from tailbone cancer. You ever hear of tailbone cancer?
I
Me
can't
neither.
Imagine who.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not being funny, but it's like Farrah Fawcett when she passed away,
Yeah.
and like I had never heard of rectal cancer before. Right? That's what
Yeah.
she died from.
Yeah.
I had never heard it mentioned. I had never heard it even, and not. I'm going to tell a very off-color story, but it's kind of funny and relevant. We're all very prudish when it comes sometimes to talk about medicine and procedures. The next time I went to my OB, he tested for that. I actually called my girlfriend who was in the medicine field and was like, do I need to sue? And she was like, no, he's actually a good doctor because he's realizing that all parts of your body are supposed to be, examined, and you need to talk about it. Because it's important. It's important that we're open with our doctors about what's happening, It's important to talk about your poop. Do you know how important poop is to our health? Yeah. It is. Like, that's one of those weird things, but I'll never forget Dr. Oz on Oprah talking about the health of your body is based, like, really around your poop.
You want a solid poop, right?
You want a solid
and
just certain color and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So POP, patients out of, patients out of patients. That's what Jim was talking about.
No, it was POOP. He had another word in there.
POOP?
Yeah, there was another word in there.
Was there?
Yeah. It was definitely, he got the poop.
Hold on. What was the second word? We need to, text him.
What was the first word?
It was patients out of. POOP. Patients out of.
Of what?
Patients.
Patients out of patients.
Patients out of patients.
That's what it was.
We forgot the of. Of
patients
out of patients. Poop.
That's the best thing ever.
Yes. See how we circle back from talking about.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Usually during the list, it's so friggin' sad. We usually laugh during the list at
You have
random things because
Life
things come
is
up.
like that.
It's weird.
It is weird, but you know what?
Because we're sincerely sad, but then something comes up as we were thinking of a memory of Armando, which I have a memory of him that will make me laugh, but I won't.
In death, there's sorrow, but there's also joy that the person lived.
Yeah,
I've been to too many funerals in my life, and honestly, you have to come from a point of. By the way, I already planned my funeral. My poor husband, because he hates talking about death. But, I want to be planted like a tree. And I want a big-ass party. And I want to be roasted. Is that weird?
I like that.
I had my friend, but if I knew I was dying, I would do it while I was alive.
What kind of music at your funeral? DJ? You have DJ, right? Or a band, live band?
DJ.
Or both?
I DJ. And I have such eclectic musical taste that, I'm embarrassed to say what my musical.
Who would you have at your
on
funeral?
the way here,
Give me the
I
bands.
was jamming
Funeral
out.
bands. At your funeral, what songs?
I would
playlist?
want ABBA. Honestly,
Okay,
that is
a lot of ABBA mixed in. A lot of ABBA. What else?
A lot of ABBA. A lot of. There's some punk in there.
What kind of punk? Which punk? Butthole Surfers. Please say Butthole Surfers. I will
all right. I want some Blondie in there.
Oh, Blonde. That's not punk. That's
it.
Yes.
Yeah. I want some ska in there. Please don't put me on the test.
Ska.
Yes. I just love the energy.
Okay.
If a small mosh pit
No,
broke out, I
wait.
would not be disappointed.
We have to talk here.
A bunch of old fucks.
Wait a
because
minute.
now my friends are old and they'd fall. But back in the day, we could do it.
Okay. What bands have you seen that had a mosh pit in it?
Oh, so you're now testing my memory, which
Yes.
sucks.
Wait.
Can I call a friend? Because I would call all my high school friends. I'm one of those that can watch a movie and 5 minutes later I'm like, what did we just watch? I'll read a book and put it down. I can't remember brand names. I can tell you I was at the first Lollapalooza, but before then.
The first Lollapalooza. Okay,
yes,
right on.
But before then, we started a hardcore night at Obsessions in Randolph. Okay? Bitter Quarrel was my ex-boyfriend's band.
Wait a minute. I saw MOD there.
We started that. We had a talk, listen, we're not Guidos. That's where all the Guidos went. And we said, we need a hardcore night. We need a place for our people to come. And there was a really bad scene once with a bus that came from New York that I'll tell you guys off scene.
Wow, really?
That involved Diana, because I have a really bad temper.
Oh, no.
Yes. But
What'd you do?
I'm interested.
You know what happened? Did you smash the windows of the tour bus like McGregor?
Conor
No.
McGregor with a dolly.
No.
Throwing dollies at windows.
It was actually dumber than that, and
Oh, dumber than that?
Wow.
it was dumber than
Whoa.
that. I took my mace. I went to the back of the bus, and I sprayed as I walked off the bus, because they were pissed. They were coming for me. It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah. I was not the smartest kid, but I had fun.
Sounds like fun.
That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah,
was-
you know why? Because if someone picked on you, you went.
Oh, they were bullying you.
They came to our spot. They came to our spot, and they were being dicks. There's a certain way to
Shut it down.
shut it down. There's
Shut
a
it
certain
down.
way. You come to my house, you act a certain way. And I have very strong rules about my house, and I still do. Like, I'm sorry, it's the Eastern European me. I grew up with you take your shoes off. I don't care that they're combat boots. Stupid you. You knew you were coming to my house. My friends knew, like, there were certain rules,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm still like that. Like, I have fights with my friends right now that, no, you can't smoke cannabis in front of my kids. Hard stop. No, it's not. You guys can do it. It's fine. That's a hard stop for me because my kids haven't been exposed to that. And I sound like a
Right.
dick. And I'm being told that,
No.
like, yeah,
No.
I have a very...
You're not liberal enough.
I'm not liberal enough. Fuck you. Like, you know, I don't want to... And even drinking, like, even when it gets too, I try to pull them away because, like, I'll give you an example. Last Friday night, my husband and I were drinking homemade wine. I never have had that much homemade wine. At a certain hour, we were at a neighbor's. We said to our
Yummy.
kids, go home, take the dog, go home, because we brought our dog with us. And Dad and Mom will be there because I don't need them to see me tipsy. I don't, you
Yeah.
know? And we were
Right.
tipsy. We were walking down the street holding each other's hand.
Oh, that's fun.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's, you know, again, I have certain like roadblocks that and it's funny that the cannabis world I have found has certain like rules itself. Like they're out yourself. Why? Like, why do you need a picture of me smoking up? Why can't I still be part of the community? You know what I mean? Like, why are you pushing me one way if I'm okay with the way you are? Like, don't, and let everyone come into their own at their own time.
Right.
Yeah. Let everyone, you know, I was very late to a lot of things because I was like, not my time yet. Like, I'll know when it's my time. Yeah. You know, so.
When did you first smoke cannabis? How old were you?
Oh, my God. If I told you the story, went to a party, I could totally out my friend because his sisters had, but I won't because he's kind of important in life right now. And I don't know what his view is. He out? Is he not? Like, he's got people to pay him for a service. And anyone who's listening and knows me knows who I'm talking about. And I went to a party at his sister's house, and he had college sisters and gave us some weed. And we must have been like 15, 16. We were not that old and we were not that young. And we didn't know how to inhale. Like, we coughed and we coughed.
Oh,
and one of
man.
my friends ended up puking because from coughing too much. I mean, we were
Wow.
like a hot mess. And they drank. Two of my friends drank. I didn't drink. So we went and bought cigarettes to learn how to inhale.
Oh, no.
Do you know what's horrible?
Oh, no.
I really didn't smoke pot. Like, I didn't turn into a stoner. I turned into a smoker. Like, I smoked because of... I blame cannabis. Like, yeah, I did. I smoked for a long time. And then for our wedding, my husband asked me, stupidly, I heard that people give each other gifts. So I asked him, what do you want as a gift? And he goes, can you quit smoking? I was like, crap. Like, I didn't know that was in the realm.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he asked me to do that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good-
It really
a
is.
very selfless gift, too.
Yeah. Well, no.
Well, so, yeah, because you stink, too. You got the ashtray filled with... Yeah, well, true.
And you know
True.
what?
It's
I said
nasty.
to him, and when I quit, I said to him, how freaking, like, desperate, I don't know, were you? I would literally wake up in the morning.
That's a great move.
Last night was great. Like, I had an ashtray next to the bed, and he's not a non-smoker and has never smoked.
Oh man,
Oh,
what a
man.
great move on his
Yeah.
part. That's
Yep.
that was his last straw for you.
Yep. Yep.
That was it. You either marry me or quit smoking.
No, no. We lived together 8 years first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You gotta make sure you trust the people in your life.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
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 And I came from big trust issues. How long are you in a relationship right now?
No, I am not.
Okay,
No.
we got to fix that.
Yeah, no. I kind
You
of like
know.
it. I kind of like it.
He's
You know
very
what?
happy. Leave him alone.
You know
I'm-
why?
I,
Don't ruin him.
especially, like,
And I don't blame you because you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing right now if you were in a relationship. It would be very hard to put in as much effort and as much time as you're doing. It takes a very understanding person because
Right.
you do this takes up a lot of your time.
Unless they're doing it too.
Unless they're doing it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. You're gonna find along the way.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's the other thing, I've always told myself, like, I've never, like, I like to let things come to me. I like, like, not that I go out, I'm not going to go out intentionally go searching or whatever, but, like, I'm there,
I love that because I'm similar, not right now with looking for work with my firm, but normally in life, I like life to come to me.
Hmm.
No, I'm lying. I'm
And, like,
so lying. I go after things.
I am. I do go after things
Yeah.
too, but there's certain things in life that I, like, realized, that, like, just pretty much the things that are really meant to be for the most part in my life has literally fallen into my lap.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I kind of learned to, like, I'm a go-getter. I'm a
Yeah.
but, like, there's certain things in life where you just gotta, especially delicate things, like, especially in a relationship or, whatever it is, it's just,
I love that you
it's-
called the relationship delicate because they really are.
yeah,
They
it is.
really are. It takes a lot of caring for it. It does. And it's funny because I try to show that to my girls where even their relationship, like the way you speak to each other with kindness matters. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Next,
Sorry.
Next on our list. Well, we do that all the time during this list. We've had. That's why we do this. We want to talk about this. We want to talk about the people on this list and why they're
Right.
on this list.
And life and things to come up.
Yeah, this is Lynn Platshorn. Sean. Joyce. Brian. Thorne Peters. Terry. Charlotte. And Cher. And Jaybird. Michael. He fell down. He had drop seizures and he fell down and hit his head and he never woke up. And he was only like 20 something years old. Marley Sheen. We were all friends with Marley.
Thank you for allowing me to meet all these people in their passing and understand their stories.
Jeff Oakes, you all know. If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
Tell me. Teach.
Jeff Oakes?
Yes, teach. This is the whole point of this. You have to bestow information on people who don't realize who came and who fought for this.
Jeff Oakes inspired me the same way Cheryl Miller did. He had 4 months to live back in 2016, I believe it was. And they didn't consider cannabis in his therapy. So he started using FICO and oils, and he wound up living for 4 years. And during that 4 years, he became one of the greatest activists I've ever seen in my life, going to these council meetings, sometimes strapped with a chemo bag to his side. He had a chemo bag, and just fighting for the rights of patients. And and even for wheelchair access with us also. And he took part once from his deathbed. And something a lot of towns have given up on. Jeff couldn't take part in a lot of towns' meetings right now from his deathbed. He'd be an unheard voice now.
Maybe not, because that's the weird part about Zoom. And
well, that's what we fight for. But
Yep.
these towns have stopped it. A lot of towns have gone back to in person, and that's what we fight for because, well,
the technology's there. Give it to us.
For 18 months, they did it for healthy people.
And if I have to add is you spoke to Dover Council and you told them about it.
Yes.
And
they,
Dover is proof alone. If my small town can give people accessibility in person or in Zoom at the same time, there's no excuse that any other town cannot do the same.
Yep. So hybrid meetings. I couldn't go to Garfield because it wasn't in person. It was an in-person meeting, so I couldn't go to Garfield.
Oh, I wish I had known.
I wanted to go.
That's Garfield. That's where all the Polacks are.
So, yeah. So
My people.
For 18 months, they gave these meetings to us. All the things disabled people have been asking for all these years was online church, online school, online council meetings, online work. And for 18 months, they got those things for healthy people. And now they're taking it away. They're actually taking it away. And we're asking, well, how come we can't have the same accommodations? How come disabled people can't take part anymore? You did it for 18 months for healthy people. Don't say you can't do it, because you can do it. You're choosing not to do it.
We saw that it was possible.
Yeah, we saw with our own eyes.
Yeah, we attended. We were there. So you can't, yeah.
And that's when we were able to do most of the activism. You know, we were at, sometimes 4 towns at one time.
I think we did 5 in one day.
We had to divide and conquer.
Poop calls BS.
Poop calls BS.
Poop calls BS because they can do it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Poop calls BS. I'm gonna
play
quote that, and I'm gonna make a meme out of that. We're gonna meme that. That's great.
Thank you.
I love
That's
that.
what
Thank
I
you.
do.
Thank you.
This is why you love me. This is why you put up with me.
Oh boy, here we go. Hashtag Jeff's Law. Hashtag They Shall Grow. Thanks everybody. We'll see you Saturday for the big party in Mahwah. Huge party in Mahwah. Show up. You'll find the event on Facebook somewhere.
Are we done?
Yeah, Sean's asking me the list. Yeah, we're getting back to the list. We're done with the list, and we're moving on. He reminded me before. We get off topic with the list. It's a long list, and there's a lot of things to talk about.
And if we don't stop and take breath, we will get way too depressed.
Dude,
and you can't. It's a heavy list.
It's heavy. It's long. It's deep.
Yes,
it's
yes.
hurtful. There's so many people on this list that I love, and
you need to stop and take a breath. You need to realize,
it's brutal.
Yeah, that life went on.
And it's brutal.
And you're paying them tribute.
But it's hopeful.
It's also yeah, as sad as it is, you know, at least for me, it's kind of like a motivation. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, I'm really gonna let all these people down.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I have to keep on going.
You know what? This would be. You're a technology person. You need to. I'm talking to you, Lefty.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You need to take this list.
Yes.
And make it a reel. We need to make it a reel. And you need to play this at your next party. You need to have a TV with their names up and remind people why you're there. You need to remind people. It wouldn't take much.
No, it wouldn't take much.
It wouldn't take much. And honestly, this is why. And remind them it's for the patients. It's for the ones before.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good idea. You got that? We're doing that?
Doing it.
We're doing that. We're going to do that. Because we were thinking about what movie we're going to show. Well, this is the movie we're going to show.
This is the movie.
And I wanted to do something different than a movie. I kind of wanted to do what you were talking about,
Yeah,
you know.
this is good.
But and then on top of that, our real, like, in person of the raw footage of us
Yeah.
behind doing these
You were saying
things.
Jeff
Yep.
Oakes in the council meeting with no audio. Just have Jeff Oakes speaking, and we'll
Yeah.
know we know what he said.
Yep.
Mhm.
He's out there fighting
what?
for us. And
Start your
so yeah, we're gonna do
start
that.
your party. Wait, start your party with Ricky Williams.
Oh yeah,
Give him tribute.
lots of
Give him tribute,
yeah.
and then just throw all these patients in. He's still fighting the good fight. You know,
Mhm.
it's funny. I hope Ricky Williams realizes that if not for someone like himself, who are all these athletes this past Olympics who said, I don't want to do this. This is not healthy for me.
And that's
right?
exactly what I was trying to, like, what I did tell him was, I was like, you started a wave of things where, at least for my age group, like, I grew up with it, from 2000s all the way till now. It's pretty much when I was pretty much watching these sports and all that, and and then along the way, like I told him, he broke through. There's a lot of athletes that have, especially not even in the NFL so much, but in the NBA, there's a lot of more open players.
All over, there's
you
more
know?
open players. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
it's, from track to swimming to what they're saying, this helps me. This helps me. You expect me to perform at this ultimate level. My body is suffering from it. My body hurts from being, that's why it's funny. Sometimes I get pissed off why athletes get paid so much. But then other times I realize, like, they're being asked to put their bodies through things that I don't want to do.
You know what's the crazy part of all that?
What?
We only see part of what they do.
Oh, yeah, the training. And I'm so sorry, I'm stretching while we're doing this. I can't sit for this long. The yogi in me, I am so sore.
Well, we're done, and we're just about to end the show right now. So, because I'm about to get something to eat.
Stretch with me then.
Yeah.
So if you all want to stretch,
Let's stretch.
you can all stretch. If you smoke them, if you got them, if you want,
Sit up tall.
and
Feel your alignment from the top of your head.
and you can thank Ja for a beautiful day, and God bless you all.
Yep. Now center.
Hashtag they shall grow. Hashtag Jeff's Law. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning,